All right, let's get everything set up. Hi, Cole.
Hello.
Hello. Debating to change prompts, but no, this is fine for now. I could put like below like GCs don't understand logic.
Hey, it's been a minute. How are you doing, Solid? If you do load in. You disappeared.
Solid.
I just want to know how you are.
Solid hit 88 miles an hour. No sounded. Oh, it's just okay. It was just gating. That's why. Back to future reference state. What? Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, Back to the Future. Oh, yeah. You hit 88 miles an hour. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it took me a second. I made my own joke and then it whooshed over me.
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready for a fruitful conversation?
Oh, this won't be, but we can try.
Hi,
Hello.
Can I get you your pronouns?
Yeah, 48.
And what pronouns do you prefer?
Yeah, and are you guys ready to validate being trans?
Can you please tell us what pronouns you use?
Don't force that on me.
Wait, hold on.
You just used a pronoun. You just said
Yeah.
Don't
me.
force that
So,
on me.
Yeah, what are we forcing
so
on you?
we should use they, them pronouns then?
Don't force that on me.
Should we use she, her pronouns?
Don't force that on me.
Should we use he, him
If
pronouns?
you want to be, if you want to be mean about it,
Use he, him pronouns if we want to be mean about it? Is that what you just said?
It's just basic language.
you could tell I'm a male, right?
I mean, I could
Not
take
all
an
men.
educated guess, but
And not all males use
How
he, him
about
pronouns.
99%? How about 99%?
I don't know. I know someone
Thank
with a
you.
deeper voice than you that
Thank
is
you.
not male.
Thank you very much.
So I don't
How
really.
about 99%?
actually, it's lower than that, but it's high.
How about
Yeah.
95%? I'll give you 5%. How about 95%?
Yeah. So
Right?
anyways.
Can we get past this stupid pronoun shit? So, are you guys ready to?
So he, him then? Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
We keep forcing. Why are you forcing this?
We're not forcing anything.
And the reason that we ask,
move on?
the reason that we ask and that we don't try to get this. I'm trying to answer you. The reason that
move on.
Mecca,
I want to put up boundaries.
Mecca,
I put up a
hush.
boundary. I don't want to
Mecca,
talk
we don't
about
overspeak people on this
pronouns.
panel. You need to hush.
Can you respect my
Can
boundaries?
you mute? Because I lost that ability
If you don't want to
somehow when I
respect my boundary,
like
though,
turned on gifting. So the reason that we ask for your pronouns is because there is something in the TikTok terms of service that requires us
you
to
don't
not
want to
misgender
respect my
people.
boundaries.
And if we misgender you,
You
then
don't
we
want
would
to
be
respect
breaking
my
TikTok
boundaries.
terms of service. So we want to respect your boundaries by using the
No,
correct pronouns for
I
you.
want you to respect my boundaries now and not talk about pronouns and move on with the debate.
Okay, so what's your contention?
I don't know.
Thank
I'm just going to
you.
use they,
Thank
them
you.
then.
Thank you, host. My contention with this is, how does it feel waking up every day trying to validate yourself for being trans, just like right now?
Well, I don't. I wake up and I realize I'm a male, as I
Not
always
you.
have.
Not you. I'm talking
Yeah,
about the
but
people
like,
who are trans.
what does that have to do with anything? Like, that doesn't actually, like, you're like, oh, well, how do you feel waking up like this? It's like, that's...
Yeah, I would just ask you the same question. How do you feel waking up
Being
as,
normal,
I
being
assume, a man
99%
or whoever
normal,
you are? Why
being
do you not
99%
overspeak the
normal.
host, but you
That
do
makes
overspeak
no
me?
sense.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Being 99% like the rest of the world, not crazy at all.
Trans people aren't crazy either.
Did I say anything now?
No, I'm just clarifying for you,
Well,
because you
did
certainly
I say, is
implied.
that I think that's guilty. You feeling a little guilty there or what? You're not too
Guilty of
bright, are
what?
you?
Being
You're
myself?
not too
Oh,
bright,
what a
are
horrible
you?
thing to be guilty of.
You're not too bright, are you? Let the host talk. You've gone down this. You've gone down so bad. Maybe you might want to try tomorrow.
What?
How have I been defeated at all? How have I been dragged? How have I been like floundering over here? Like, please explain that to me. I'd love to know.
And let me ask you something, Cole. Are you very sure of yourself?
Yeah, I am.
You very confident about yourself?
Absolutely.
Turn your camera on.
No, I don't take orders from you, bitch. Hey, Sage.
Why?
Because I do not take orders from
You just got
strangers.
dragged. You just got dragged.
The fact that you think that this is
You
relevant
just got
is
dragged.
dragging you, actually.
You're scared. You're a coward. You don't stand behind your words.
Says the bitch who doesn't have their
Thank
camera on.
you.
Yeah, let's just, like,
You've
stop
been
with the personal
dragged. Thank you
insults
very much.
and, like,
You're not confident. You have low self-esteem. Thank you very much. You've
Yeah.
been dragged.
Actually, the confidence and self-esteem part is what it takes to say no when
Oh,
people try to tell me what the
there I
fuck to
am.
do. So I would say that actually proves that I've got some self-confidence and that I'm happy with myself. They did run. That was ridiculous. I saw them, I don't know, on some other live the other day, and it was just, oh my god, it was so bad.
I think they
So I
were
knew
on
that
our
wasn't
live
going to
the other
be.
day.
You are going to get muted for using a slur, but you are welcome to request up if you'd like to discuss.
Oh.
No slurs, be respectful, just quick mod break. If you're respectful in the comments and you don't use slurs, then you won't be muted. We want disagreeers to be able to talk to us. You just need to be respectful while you do it.
Hi, gotcha. Could I get your age and pronouns, please?
Without the mute button, you are nothing, fucking freaks. See you soon, losers.
This is what you have to look forward to if you become a GC. It's just ad homs and personal insults.
Right. Can't even argue anything.
Well then, how you feeling today? You feeling any better?
So the two places on me that are hurt from the accident are like my hips and my lower belly from that seatbelt there and the steering wheel. And then like my one shoulder that my seatbelt was going over. My like hips and belly actually feel a bit better today. Not like better by any stretch yet. But I woke up and I think I fucked up my shoulder more than like already was, because I had taken pain meds before I took a shower yesterday, and then I let the hot water run on my shoulders so that I could stretch. And I think that I just pulled on shit too hard for too long. And I woke up this morning in worse pain in my shoulder. So I took more pain meds. I mean, I have them. That's what they're there for. So yeah, I'm surviving. My cat is visiting me.
It's
How's your
National
week been?
Pangolin or Pangolin? Pangolin Day. It's Pangolin Day, everybody. They're the most hunted species. They're the most trafficked animal in the world. Over 1 billion have been killed over the last decade.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So don't support people who kill pangolins. They're just little spiky guys.
We gotta make sure Ashlyn's here too, because Ashlyn loves penguins.
Pangolin.
Oh, penguins.
Yeah, the little spiky, like they look like armadillos.
Oh, okay. Now I gotcha.
Here, I'll do one of these. Copy or something.
Just put a pangolin head on the stove.
What image is this? Oh, yep, that one could be replaced. Yeah, it's a pangolin. Yeah, these guys. Their spikes are made out of keratin, so it's like the same stuff that our fingernails are made out of. So.
Sorry, an alarm go off. Also, I have to leave for maybe 30 minutes in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Right? They look like... You'd think they'd be scary, but they look really cute.
Is it March?
Mark.
Oh, Mark. Okay, I see. I saw that .h afterwards, so I was wondering if it was like just March, but no, it's Mark. Okay. Could I get your agent pronouns, please?
Yeah. 20. He, him.
Do you disagree with the prompt, or what would it take for you to agree with us?
I don't know what it would take to agree. I do have an open mind, but I've been on hundreds of lives, you know, and nobody's ever changed my mind at all when it comes to stuff like this. But I'm always open to, you know.
So when you say you're open-minded to, we don't know what is. So, like, are you open-minded to science? Are you open-minded to only certain types of science? Are you open-minded to research in the last 100 years or just the last 10 years? Like, you got to kind of give us a little bit more to go off of here.
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone with common sense uses science. When you said, I don't know what you said about science. I obviously agree with when you said different types of science. You know, biology, physics, chemistry. Those are just the different types. But what do you mean by that? Different types? You just mean that?
Not necessarily, because you're missing some really important sciences, which are heavily involved in this conversation. So you mentioned biology, which is one of them. But the other two that are heavily involved in this conversation are psychology and sociology.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. So when we talk about affirming care, does that include affirming therapy?
What do you mean?
First things first. Yep.
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, like therapy is included with that, like in terms of like just like talking with individuals.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I just wanted to clarify because you see that kind of contradicts it, because therapy is obviously to do with psychology, with your brain, mentally. Obviously it can depend on what it is, but when it comes to something like, I don't know if you guys agree that gender dysphoria is a real thing. I don't know if you do or not. Do you?
It's not about whether we agree. It's about whether science says so or not. And science does
I
say
believe
so.
science. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does say so, but not every trans person has dysphoria.
Correct.
Yeah. It's only like
Yeah, that's the thing. That's where a lot of people who debate this on my side of the argument slip up, and say that everyone has it, but it's not. It's not that. The same way, this is where the analogy is going to come in. The same way someone who maybe experiences psychosis isn't always schizophrenic.
Well, here,
So
the
this is where it
treatment,
comes in. Sorry, I'll finish the point, please, and please
it's
then tackle. But
misinformation, but go ahead, I guess.
misinformation.
Yeah, because you're comparing psychosis to gender dysphoria when the treatment in the DSM for each of those things is very different.
Well, no, I'm about to
Science says we
finish. I'm
treat them
about to
differently.
finish an analogy that helps us better understand, kind of rethink what we're doing as a society. So, especially when children are involved, and their mental well-being is on the table. So, if we look at affirming therapy, it's never really existed for anything at all. Let's talk about schizophrenia. So, if you were a therapist or psychologist, and a schizophrenic person came in, and they said, I've been having these hallucinations, seeing things that aren't there, okay? You wouldn't tell them, well, they are there. Affirming, that's what affirming therapy would be. Affirming therapy is affirming these things.
Yeah,
The
so
same
hold
if you
on.
had someone who's depressed.
Yeah,
The
let's
same way,
pause real
no.
quick.
Okay.
No,
you
it
would
doesn't
actually
matter
agree that
what
they're
you go.
saying,
Just
like,
one sentence, real quick. It doesn't matter what they're going to seek therapy for. The therapist is always going to follow what science and the DSM tells them to.
it
Yeah, so
also
why are
like
they
we
telling
would actually
young children,
agree.
young adults that even though can I then ask this question? Why are they then telling young children, young adults, not that you have gender dysphoria or you have some form of this, or let's look at your childhood, let's look at all these things and figure out why, instead of telling them these things, they tell them, no, even though everything about you says that you are, let's say, a boy, if you're born with XX chromosomes and whatnot, and higher levels of testosterone, blah blah.
XX
Instead of telling
chromosomes are
them,
female. I'm sorry. Do you even have the boots
sorry,
for the
let's
psych?
mix it up. Sorry, I get it mixed up sometimes. Sorry, I get it mixed up. But I know it's only 2 sets, and it's hard to mix up. But I sometimes
There are
I'm not
actually over 16
I'm not a
different
biologist.
karyotypes.
I'm not a biologist. But
There
no,
isn't
generally
just
speaking,
XX and XY
when we're on
though.
about male and female, generally speaking, in every biology textbook, it says, these things. But when it comes to male and female, but yeah, instead of telling them the truth, which is that they are a boy or a girl or a man or a woman, this gender affirming care, it's damaging. They're telling them something
So
that
let me
isn't
tell you
true.
why
And when you
really
look at
quickly,
the
Mark.
statistics,
Mark.
okay, you
It
can
is
reply.
not damaging, and if the host wants to pull up the stats and evidence that we have that proves that it is actually helpful rather than harmful. And the second thing I think you don't understand is that a person who is male and a woman does not, so trans women, they do not believe that they are female. They know that they're male, but they also know that they're a woman at the same time. I think you're conflating and thinking that trans
Excuse me?
people think that
How does that work?
we're not, we don't think that we are not the sex that we are. We accept it. And therapists help us accept it if we need to at times.
So would you
But
accept?
your gender isn't
Would you then accept that
directly.
you are not as much?
Can I
Would
finish
you then
this time,
accept
Mark? If
that you
I've
are
let
not
you
as much
finish
as a
before,
woman?
Mark, I have let you finish.
Yes, of
Show me the
okay.
same goddamn respect, okay? So when it comes to sex and gender, they are not directly linked. Not all males are men or boys. Not all females are girls or women. And those two things can exist at the same time. The whole definition of being trans means that your sex does not align with your gender. And if a trans woman thought that she was female, then she would say her sex aligns with her gender. And that would be the incorrect thing to think. It wouldn't even fall under the definition of transgender anymore. So we do accept our sex as a vital part of who we are. Okay, I'm done now.
So would that obviously, with you saying that, you acknowledge that you were obviously born the sex you were born, wouldn't that mean you're not as much as a woman as another woman? As a cis
No.
woman?
If you want to do this one,
Well,
Paul,
I think you
you
just
can.
contradicted. Sorry, I'll
No,
probably leave
all
soon because
women
you
are
kind of just
just as-
contradicted your point.
March.
You contradicted your point. This whole thing.
Mark,
This whole thing
Mark,
about
Mark,
the
Mark,
trans.
Mark, be quiet.
I'm gonna mute you, Mark.
What?
Fine. So,
I'm gonna leave if
my
you be
name-
be
my
like
name,
that.
yeah, you're interrupting. Thank you. So my name's Palm.
No, I just asked a question.
You
They
do
stopped
not
and said
speak-
that I
You
could,
just interrupted Palm. Hush.
They stopped. They
seem to
muted
grasp
themselves and then they said, "There you go. That's my."
information, nor do you seem to want to grasp certain things, such as gender and sex are two different things. You also seem to want to talk about things that you have no prior knowledge in, such as psychology. So I would hope, and I am
I
hoping
took psychology for 4 years.
then okay, hi. Also trying to go in for psychology, you used very harmful analogies. If you went in for psychology, no offense, I hope
No, I used.
you are not a
I
psychologist.
used a lot of my peers.
because
A lot of
if
my
you
peers
knew
agreed.
anything,
A lot of my
if you
peers
actually
agreed.
went to school for psychology, you would know that when we treat or when people treat schizophrenic type patients or anyone with psychosis, the first
Yeah.
thing we do not say is that is not real, because that can send them into a fucking panic state.
Yeah, well, you've got to assess, each patient. Some would go into that state,
How
and
we
others
assess.
already
That's
know.
how
Can I reply, please?
psychiatrists
Can I
assess
reply?
is
Okay,
to
you can interrupt. It's okay.
affirm.
I've got I'm thick bone. Don't worry.
You can
I'm not sensitive as a person.
reply now.
What?
Reply.
Fly?
You can.
I know I
reply-
have a speech impediment, but is it that bad? Reply to what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was sorry, and then I was interrupted. Yeah, so obviously some patients, yeah, they would go into a big fit, but others, if you've assessed it, you would then see that they already know. They already know that these things aren't real, and that's a lot of the times why they seek therapy, just to speak one-on-one with a therapist, another human being who they see as normal. And you really, obviously, of course, you shouldn't be saying all the time, that's not real, because that would make them feel, not normal. You
It's
wouldn't
not
say,
that
oh,
it would-
that's not real. You wouldn't constantly do that, of course. You wouldn't. You would
Can you stop?
gradually.
Can you stop saying not normal?
Yeah.
If you took psychology,
I'm on
you
about
should know.
schizophrenia. I'm on about schizo.
Yeah, it's called
yeah.
atypical now. It's not called abnormal.
Okay. If you want, I'll use politically correct language.
It's
that's
not
okay.
politically correct. It's like
So,
literally. If
atypical.
you studied psychology, you should know how the terms are changing. When did you fucking graduate? Because this is something that is taught.
Yes.
I have. By the way, I
Anyway,
have my
so
bachelor's
if I could
degree in
finish,
psychology.
if I could finish my point.
Here's my
Yeah,
thing,
of course,
Mark.
you wouldn't just say.
Here's my
Okay,
thing. As a
okay.
transgender individual, I am really getting sick and tired of people like you comparing being transgender to these type of mental health conditions.
I was on about gender
Being
dysphoria.
transgender has nothing to do with any type of mental health issue at all.
What, does gender dysphoria not exist then? Are you eliminating these
gender
people who
dysphoria?
actually
If-
daily,
Tell me what gender
who
dysphoria
daily,
is.
who
Mark,
experience
tell
this
me
on the
what
daily?
Mark,
Yeah, what is-
Mark,
What is gender dysphoria?
tell me what gender dysphoria is.
Well, it's dysphoria.
What is gender
But
dysphoria?
it's
What
linked
is
to
it?
linked to your gender. It's in the name.
No,
Okay.
that's not-
Hey,
oh my
hold on.
goodness.
Can I quiz Mark a little bit?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
Go ahead,
So
Apple.
hi. I actually have a degree in this, and let's see if you can tell me what in the preface of the DSM-5 are the four preconditions that they talk about when evaluating mental health conditions. And they're referred to in many cases the 4 Ds of diagnosis. Can you tell me that, Mark?
Ooh, I
Are
know.
we
I
talking about
know.
America?
Yeah.
About American, because I didn't study in America.
Okay.
ICD-11
Well, in a
have something
more
similar.
Okay, the 4 Ds. You want the 4 Ds? I'll
Yeah,
tell you the ones
diagnosis.
in the UK. Maybe it's
Okay.
the same in America.
They
Deviance,
probably do.
dysfunction, distress, and danger.
Okay, are you
Okay,
looking
deviants.
this up?
Just thank you for letting me prove my intelligence to you. Now you can
Okay,
understand that I
so
actually know
so
this.
okay. Well, for all I know, you're looking it up. I don't know. But if
I'm
you're
on my
going,
phone here.
okay, that doesn't mean you don't have a computer. I don't know you.
I don't use
So
one.
so when we're
I'm too poor
talking,
for one.
okay, Mark, I don't care. When you're looking at this, when we're talking
That was
about
kind.
about uh, about certain type of conditions, right? They have them classified in different groups. Gender dysphoria and other psychotic disorders are not even similar. They're not assessed the same way. You should know this. And to say that all
Yeah.
trans individuals have gender dysphoria is just not anywhere in the literature.
I didn't say that. Before you came into this live, I actually before we did this, I put some ground things and to get the feelers out. I said, you know, obviously not everyone who is transgender has gender dysphoria, and I want to know if these people agree that gender dysphoria is real. And then that's what I said. So actually, you're wrong there.
Do you
I
realize
did
that
not say that.
cisgender, Mark? Do you realize that cisgender individuals can also suffer from gender dysphoria?
Yes, everyone who suffers from it is cisgender. Everybody is cisgender.
No,
Everybody- Everybody
no,
Wait,
is.
wait, hold on.
You can
Mark,
disagree.
Mark.
Look,
Yeah, there's
it's
no
okay.
evidence for that.
It's okay.
Though.
It's okay. Don't worry.
There's literally
Well,
just
there
no
is
evidence for this.
Yeah.
Well, let's
How
go
do you
back.
tell
Let's
that
go
somebody's
back
cisgender?
a long time.
Yeah, so tell me how do you know that everybody is cisgender? How do you
Um,
tell? What's like the biological
Well,
state, or how would you objectively
Because you're a
tell?
human. You're either you're a human. Actually, then again, you know, some people actually are born with both of let's
No,
say
that has nothing.
genitalia.
Intersex has nothing to do
Wait,
with being.
wait, hold on.
So
hold on,
intersex.
hold on,
That's
hold on.
Intersex has nothing to
that-
do with transgender.
March,
we want to.
March,
Yeah,
March,
exactly.
March,
Sex has
Exactly.
nothing to do with gender for most
March,
of it,
what-
actually.
True. March, question.
Well, you guys,
March,
agree.
March. What does cis mean?
Yo.
What does cisgender mean?
I don't know what that you. Well, you would say that it's your gender identity corresponds with the gender or the sex you were born. But I would just
Yes.
look at
So you-
cisgender
so
as
you do
somebody
know the
who
meaning.
isn't confused. Sorry, may I? Yes, of course I do. But this is a meaning that's come about in the last you know, in what we would now
Well,
call modern science.
I didn't
okay?
think you got the
or
meaning
modern psychology.
because you
in modern,
said everyone
in
was
modern
human.
I'm trying to speak here, please. I'm sorry. You know, that's
Well,
come
because
about.
you're not making any type of sense at all.
Yes, I am. We're having
No.
a discussion here. If
you
I was
still haven't given
speaking
me the
gibberish,
definition of gender dysphoria.
well, it's distress or discomfort that can occur, when it doesn't align. You know,
Yeah.
their sex at birth.
Well,
they
so,
feel
yeah.
it doesn't
No,
align. They feel
no,
these people
no,
feel
no,
it doesn't
that's not-
align.
That's not because of the incongruence. It's not really because of the incongruence. It's because that when they look at their bodies, they realize, like individuals like myself, as a transgender individual, there's certain aspects of our physical body that we feel that doesn't align with our gender. That is our gender. It was developed before we were even born. So it's not like we think we're a different gender. We are that gender we claim to be. We've always have been. It's when certain aspects of our physical body do not align with that of our gender, socially and physically. So we may feel some type of way, stressed out. There's different levels of gender dysphoria. The more severe cases, they may go. A trans individual may go all the way to surgery. It depends on, you know, how their journey looks for them. And for cisgender
Can I
individuals,
tell you about a
it could
friend
be-
I had who went through that?
It could be
Who
that.
castrated themselves and
don't-
now regret it.
Oh my goodness!
We don't actually
Stop
disagree
tokenizing
that
your friend.
this rarely, like, this happens rarely, but like, it's not something that's like expected.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't
Hey-
happen
hey-
rarely, and this
hey- hey,
person's gone to
Mark,
groups.
Ma-
This person,
Mark,
sorry, let me
Mark.
reply because
Yeah,
you
what's
just,
the
No,
percentage?
I'm gonna
you've just
actually
said a lie.
Mark,
You said misinformation.
the
This
regret
person-
rate of knee surgery is higher.
Yes.
Yeah. So from an
You
systematic
don't want to hear
review,
it, do you? You don't
yeah.
want to
So,
hear
so
it. You
I
don't
will
wanna-
just slam you on this point. On a systematic review of over 50 or over,
No, no,
over
you don't want to
70,
hear it.
Yeah, so what I will say is that in a systematic review published by Cornell University, looking at every single peer-reviewed published paper in English on gender-affirming care, like medical gender-affirming care, from 1990 to 2017, over 55 papers were primary sources, and every single one of them said that there was either no increase in terms of mental health or better mental health increase, and all had a regret rate of 0.3% to 3.1%, or maybe 3.4. Let me double check my notes on that.
So
But
that's
it's-
that individual study from Cornell University that
Yeah,
you
but
just
it's a,
brought up.
no, hold on. But
that
this is a
isn't- no, no, no.
systematic review
Oh.
of all published literature.
It's a meta-analysis, Stotsky?
Yeah, it's meta-analysis.
Okay.
Um,
Mark, do you know what a meta-analysis is?
No, I don't know what that is. No.
You have a fucking
I
degree
don't.
in psychology and you
Oh,
don't know what a
3.8.
meta-analysis is.
No, I don't. I don't have the degree. No.
I
don't
thought you
have the
said you
degree, no.
studied it 5 years.
For 4, but no, you don't. I don't have the degree. No.
Okay.
I did other things. I did other things with my life. I didn't go into that field.
Okay, so you
So anyway,
seem to have
look,
purposely
this person-
misrepresented. I wasn't finished talking. You seem to have purposely misrepresented.
Holy
Um,
fuck.
Holy fuck! I'm kind of like over you,
Sorry,
and
no, I
I
was
think
speaking to someone else. Sorry.
okay,
Surely.
yeah. You
No,
you
I
came
don't
in
know anyone
here.
called Shirley.
You came in here
Oh,
misrepresenting your educational background. And
No, I
if
just
you
said
don't,
a couple words.
you said
just
you
said a couple
studied it
words that
for
I'd
4
studied it for-
years.
Yeah, I didn't say that I went to university and all that crap.
You,
I didn't say that
don't.
now
okay.
I work as that. Now I work as that. I didn't say that. Anyway.
That was insinuated based on what you said.
No, because it was moving very fast, so we didn't have time. I don't think, talking about your own personal matters, it moved quite fast from that. We went straight into
Mark,
the thick
do
of
you
it.
realize that gender and sex develop differently in the body at different time periods?
Well, this is your opinion that you believe that
No,
gender
no,
and
no,
sex
this
is
is
different.
This
facts.
isn't a
This is
fucking
facts.
opinion, Mark.
This is facts that during gestation, while you're in the womb, that your sex and gender develop at 2 different times in 2 different areas of the body.
So what is the difference here? Because apparently, on one point, people say that sex is
Gender,
what you were born
sex,
as. Sex.
yes.
No. I'm giving you what I know
Sex-
in my brain, so you can analyze that, and then give me something back that may change my mind, because this is what this is all about, right? So, on one hand, you're talking about in the womb. On one hand, people say that sex is what you were born as, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then gender is what your brain. Your gender identity, what you feel you are.
So one is
So
just
if that develops,
one
if
is
that develops as the brain
one
develops,
is just
let's
biology.
look at this.
One is
If that
purely
develops-
biological, and the other is a
Okay.
biopsychosocial schema. It is that fucking simple.
Yeah, one develops in the brain and the other develops in the body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So these
So
things,
when
though,
we're,
if you're
we're
saying
in
the
utero, listen, Mark,
okay.
when we're in the womb, the first trimester of gestation, we get our sex characteristics that will determine whether we are going to be males or females. Are those sex characteristics the same in every female and every male? No. Then later on in gestation, between the second and third trimester, our gender and sexuality and other things, the last formation of the brain formation, those are developed in that area. When we're born, a doctor looks between our legs and makes an assumption of our sex based on what they see. Typically, they get it right, but there are cases where they don't. Based on that assumption of the infant's sex, they will assume the gender of the child. Even though there are people like myself that are born with a different gender than what is assumed at birth. We don't recognize our gender, and it's been scientifically proven, till about the ages of 3 to 7 years of age is when we recognize what our innate gender is. And we correspond those to the social gender labels within our society. Depending on where you live, what culture you're in, will determine the gender label that you use for your innate gender that you know you are. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand now that that's what you guys all believe.
So
I
transgender.
understand now.
It's not what we
individuals.
believe. This is what I learned in my actual fucking education, where I went to school and got a degree, and I actually stayed for my classes and got A's. So this is what they teach you about gender. Okay? I'm very sorry that you don't like
Well,
that.
that's nice.
This
that,
is science.
No, that's
This is
nice
not
that the people
Mark.
who
Mark.
are hired,
This is not
who are
Mark.
hired
This is not
by
my
your corrupt
opinion.
government to
Okay,
teach your
Mark,
youth
It's the big
about things
government.
that destroy,
It's the
that
big
destroy your
government.
society.
Mark,
that
listen.
destroy your
This has been
society.
researched.
No.
Being transgender individuals and
Let's
the
keep
idea
affirming
of what
delusion.
trans
If you want to
is
keep
It's
affirming
not
has
delusion,
been
look, if you want to keep
researched way like years ago. It started years and
just
years
say
ago.
that. Just say that you want to affirm
Trans
delusion.
not a
people have been
delusion.
around for
No,
centuries.
no medical community
Trans
agrees with you.
people-
You just said that you understand the sex that you were born as. That is something you can
Yeah,
never
but that's
change.
not a
I am
medical
a
So
delusion.
then
female.
why are you going? Then why are you saying
Mark,
that you're either a
listen,
man
I am a
or
female. That
Because
is my
man
sex. My sex
and woman's
biologically.
it's not sex. It's a gender. It's not based
Yes.
off of sex.
Right.
Bro, you just
My
really hurt my
sex-
ears there. I'm
Mark,
sorry.
Mark,
Oh,
listen.
I can
Oh,
do.
eat
I
a
can do much
dick.
worse.
Really loud.
I can do much worse. Trust me.
My
Don't
sex
threaten me with violence.
Mark.
Don't threaten me with violence,
Mark,
young man.
listen,
I'll
Mark.
slap your little egghead.
Mark, listen.
Egghead. That's
My
a new
sex
one.
is female, but my
Baldy,
gender
baldy
developed
over there.
masculine,
What's it like to have
making
no
me
hair?
a boy at
Anyways,
birth. Did you hear me, Mark?
someone just called me a rabid dog. That is
You're
something I've not
acting
heard
like
before.
one.
Rawr. I'm
Mark-
gonna eat your
Mark-
delusion alive.
Mark, if you want attention, there are better ways to do
Mark,
it.
the only one that's
I know
delusional
there
on
are.
this
There's much
panel
better
is
ways.
you.
I could say I'm trans. Then everyone will care about what I say.
Mark, listen. You, the only
I could
delusional
say I'm-
person
yeah.
on this panel is you, Mark. That's the only delusional person here. Is you.
I'm based in reality and science.
Yeah,
and
so-
Cool.
No,
Give it. No.
Which
I
have
want
been
you.
around for
If it's based in
thousands
science,
of
give us a
years.
study. Give us a
Thousands
study that
of
is no,
years.
Mark.
There's
If
a
it's based in
galaxy.
science, I
Since
want a
the
PMID.
beginning.
I want a DOI. If it's in science and you're not delusional, you should be able to come up with a study in the last 5 years for what you're saying that sex and gender are the same thing. Because I have the medical institutions, I have the educational institutions, both of them agree with
So
me
you've got
across
studies from
the
the
board.
past 5 years. I've got studies from the past 1,000 years, or however long we want to talk about.
We go by
literature that's
science
been
within
around,
the past
okay?
5 years.
You're talking about the
because
past 5, yeah.
evolves.
Yeah, because that
Because
affirms your
science
delusion.
evolves.
Okay?
The more
because
knowledge
you're
we
listening to
gain
people like
based on-
the Cornell University,
No, we listen to
that do
scientists and
meta-analyses on all
individuals.
of this literature that then affirm your delusion. Yeah, let's only use
Yeah,
science for
we
the past
the one
5
who
years.
we
uses
update
because
we
that just affirms it.
update our knowledge when we gain more of it. That is the process of the scientific method, Mark.
Why
And
can't
it's-
I say I'm
Mark, do
35?
you realize that trans people have been around
Why
for
can't I?
centuries?
Sorry,
because
why can't I say that
gender
I'm a
is not a
5'4"?
gender is not a property of the physicality in the number associated with the number of years rotated around the sun.
But when I was in the womb, no,
Because
it's a
those
social
are-
construct. Age is now a social construct. Okay?
No, it's not.
Age is a
Oh my
social
goodness.
construct
No.
now. Okay.
Are
So
you
when I
about
was
to
in the
also
womb and
hold
my
He
on,
is
Mark?
brain
so
was
crashing
developing-
out, y'all. He is crashing
Hold
out
on.
all the time.
You want to say age is social construct? I'm about to call you a pedophile.
I'm trolling you, bro. If you want to go down that route, talking about how you obviously understand that you are the sex you were born as, but then you say that you're not.
No,
Let's
that's
say a
the
man- let's
reductio
say a
that
man-
your position
let's
gets
say
to
a
is
man wants to go in a
pedophile behavior.
I
bathroom.
never denied my sex. I'm female, but I'm a man.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody,
Two
calm
different
down for a
things.
second. Can we?
Yeah,
Can we
yeah.
all?
No, that's basically just saying.
Katya, is that your name?
Yes, that's my name. Thank you.
Hi, can I get your pronouns just for TikTok, and so we are all respectful?
She, her, hers, and I'm 52 years old.
Okay. Do you have anything
So
to add?
I've been listening. Oh yes, I've been listening to this for a
Okay.
while. Mark, first of all, you're a liar. You're disingenuous, and as you just said, you're a troll. You are not listening to people who are medical professionals.
I'm not a
Lastly,
troll.
you're from another country. You just said
Yeah.
you were trolling. That makes
When I
you
was
a
on about that
troll.
last thing, when I was on about that last thing,
So
not a troll.
shut
I wasn't
the
trolling the whole
fuck
time.
up and listen until I'm done.
Okay, I understand that you want to be rude. That's okay. You can use profanity against me. That's fine. I know I was calling the guy bald. It's my
So
culture in
once
my
again, I'm
country.
going to
We
talk
have something called
softly and
banter.
continue what I was
Mark, the
saying.
harmful rhetoric that you're doing on this live
harmful rhetoric.
harms individuals.
So
Don't
That's
use
the problem.
buzzwords. Don't use buzzwords to
Mark,
shut down people that disagree with you.
can someone please
Okay,
mute
don't
him?
use buzzwords to shut down people that disagree with you. It's very simple.
Thank you.
But people that disagree with us and use this type of language and spread this misinformation is why the trans community is a target at this point in history. This is why we are being ostracized and assaulted and laws being made against us is because of that misinformation, Mark. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to educate you, but you don't want to be educated.
And that's the point. Everybody should just understand that, like, Mark has no intention of learning or wanting to learn or understand the differences. He is set
first
in
thing
his ways. He is set in his ways. He doesn't want to acknowledge what the World Health Organization, AMA, the adolescents, medical and children's medical professionals all say all around the world. And what it comes down to is he thinks it's either a political or religious thing that is against his own personal beliefs, and we should just ignore him or boot him.
Okay. Thank you for
Oh, I think we can allow him to speak now.
Thank you, all great masters of the transgender talkings. I am now to speak on what I believe. Mr. Bald Funny Man is laughing because my voice is funny. And that's okay, because I like to have a laugh, and I think if we were all in the pub having a pint, we would have a good time, and we could put this aside and listen to some of the
I would have
Smiths,
punched you in
maybe
the
The
face about
Cure,
20 minutes ago.
maybe The Cure, maybe
I would have punched you in
some
the
good
face about 20
music.
minutes ago.
This is how I feel
Sorry,
right
what?
now.
Disingenuous,
Dense
dense
motherfucker.
mother trucker.
Mark,
Obviously, you have to know something.
Mark,
or you
Mark,
wouldn't be able to tie your
I
shoes.
love
Look, you
I
guys,
love
you
that
guys
you're
can-
up here calling us names and telling us things when you're willing to literally make yourself look like a buffoon. Like that's all
I'm
you're
not a
doing. Like
buffoon. Oh, I'm not a
Like-
buffoon.
like-
Do you Mark,
It's a common
do you respect
misconception.
Mark, do you respect the World Health Organization?
That's a good question. Okay, it's a very good
It's a
question.
yes or no. You either do or you
The
don't.
problem is, well, we could say it's a you know, a layered question. Let's look at
No,
who
it's a
funds
yes
the
or no.
world.
Do you
No, no,
respect
let's look
their
at who-
authority?
Oh,
Do you
ooh.
respect their
Oh
authority
yes, I would.
on
I would.
medical issues?
Yeah. On certain things, yeah, definitely. On most things, yes, definitely. On most things, of course, I would. You know,
Except
Not-
this
that
thing,
would be
right?
immoral.
Except
Well, yeah,
thing,
because it's
this
something
thing.
that's come out in modern day, funded by people. I don't know
How
if you've
long
read a
have
lot of the Epstein
transgender
files.
just
people been
just
around?
I don't
special special
know if you
pleading.
read-
Mark, how long have transgender people been around?
Well, at the fall of the Roman Empire, all the men started dressing like women, and the women started dressing like men, and that's because everyone was going crazy.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, but there were people in ancient Greece that were that did.
This has been around before.
Whoa,
then.
guys.
This has been around for
Whoa,
long
guys.
before.
I
then.
love when they discredit
Mark, how many cultures
themselves.
accept transgender people
I
or people
love
with
when they
other
discredit
genders other than
themselves.
just the binary?
This is
Sorry, ask that again.
Mark, how many cultures in the world accept other genders than the two binary?
What? What? In like different countries, what cultures?
How many cultures are there in the world that accept other people that are just not just specifically male or female or man and women and accept other gender identities?
I can't really think of any except certain people in our cultures. But let's you tell me what cultures? What are African tribes talking about that? Were Native Americans transgender?
Yes.
Were they accepting of that? Were they accepting of transgenders?
Nearly
Yes.
Maybe they
all
were.
American,
Maybe they were.
Yeah.
Maybe
nearly
the Navajo
all
herbs they were smoking on
American,
were making
nearly
them go
all
crazy.
American, nearly all American native tribes recognize 3 or more genders. Did you know that the Jewish culture also accepts
Yeah, of course,
more
because
than
they
just
fund these organizations. Because Israel wants to see
That's
the
Oh
less
my
the
goodness.
less.
the
That's
fuck the
wrong.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Katia, the
Not
it's
a
actually
conspiracy theory.
the Jewish, they had different like terms. There were 6 different mage types and 2 subtypes. It's actually
I
more accurate to say secondary sex
Never
characteristics.
seen a trans
I know,
Hasidic
but
Jew
they
though,
still
have you?
recognize other than just the binary, and that's my
Whoa.
point.
Hey, look, guys, look at me.
Okay, we're not
Okay,
Look at me,
gonna.
guys. I'm not
bye,
human.
Mark. Bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
The fuck.
Yeah. So Katya, I've
See,
never
the thing is
I've never actually like thought about like having like a gifting goal for dropping. I just haven't cared enough to do it.
No, it's okay, Stotsky. Some people have
Okay.
it. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Some people
Yeah.
don't. I still wanted to gift you because the way you were handling things and doing things, I think it's important. So that's why I
Oh,
gifted you the
speaking
galaxy
of,
too.
I have to
So
do
I was hoping
this.
that would be either or. But the point is people like him, is you take the things that they say, not what you offer, or you do the things like you just do, like I just do, and say, hey, do you understand that this has existed and these are the cultures that existed it, and it's existed for millennia more than what you probably know. And that's the first step in blocking who they are and what they're trying to do, because they have no way to justify what has existed for thousands, if not tens of thousands of years, that they have in their mind based upon their own political or religious belief.
Oh, Palm, that's because you want to give me your PayPal.
Oh,
Ne-
right.
Neo,
Yeah.
Neo, if you didn't hear the person being anti-Semitic, and I'm pro-Palestine, and what they were saying was making fun of like Jewish people. So the fact that your ears were fucking close to that is impressive. So it tells me you weren't tracking that conversation.
By the way, Sage, I want to apologize to you.
Why? What happened?
Someone said she while I was typing, so my brain typed she while talking about you, and I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Mistakes happen.
I'm still so sorry and wanted to apologize.
I appreciate that.
So, first of all, thank you all for what you were trying to do.
I'm muting you, Cole. By the way.
Hi, sorry,
really-
I don't want to interrupt, but I want to say one thing real quick after you're done.
Sure. I appreciate and like, but sometimes we have to stop and listen to what they're doing and saying, and redefine how we are going about it sometimes. Someone brought it up that like when we bring it up and we combat back and forth, it doesn't do good unless you put them on the line and make them answer the simplest of questions. Like, do you respect the authority of the World Health Organization? If they don't, then like, and he said, well, some things not. Well, either you do or you don't. It can't be this middle ground thing where you pick and choose, because then you become nothing but a hypocrite. And that's what we realized is he was never going to change. He was never going to make a difference. And you guys were just getting angry and mad, and no one was willing to kick him for the stupidity that he was saying until.
Usually I don't let things go that far. Usually I try to hold them to like I normally don't go that far down like that route. I've been more focusing on like trying to ask them what they like, what it would take for them to change their mind, because I think that's like a really important question. Like what's like your theoretical point of like proof for you? And I think that's
Okay.
a lot.
So I think when it comes to changing people's mind, there has to be a need for accepting of knowledge and truth through evidence and research. If someone is not willing to accept that, they're never going to change their mind. And he was never going to accept anything that anybody said, because you have a person here who is a certified psychologist, telling him he's wrong, and he still didn't care.
I'm not. I'm not a. No, I don't think anyone on this panel is a psychologist. I have a bachelor's degree. Psychologist.
Okay, bachelor's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Real
but
quick,
you're still
Colossus-
studied in it, and you're still offering him.
Yeah, I have to leave in a
information.
second. So I'm just going to say one happy thing real quick. And then I encourage you all to listen to Solid, who's been trying to speak since the last person was on the panel. So I just wanted to say that somebody on this panel started T shots again soon. I believe has only been through one. So I just want to say congratulations on that stage. I'm really glad that your health got to a place where you could start taking it again. Yay!
Thanks. Yes.
Congrats.
I cried
That's
after I
all.
did
Love
that
you.
video.
Bye.
After that video, I sat down and I just cried. I just cried because I was just so happy that all the emotions that were going through me at that time, it was just too much. And I as soon as I ended it, I just sat there and cried because I was just so happy.
That's something like I could never understand, and I feel so happy for you. But like for me, like I'm just like I can never understand why this would be, but like I can conceptualize, see how meaningful that would be. So I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
What did you want to say, Solid? Now that it's been an hour, no.
Yeah, basically, what the fuck did I come back to? I was here for most of it. No, right, listen. I was here for most of it. I leave to go have some meatballs. I come back, and I hear him go, "Oh, thank you, Great Wizard, for letting me talk." And I was like, what? That was the first thing I heard when I come back, is him doing that. Oh, I can talk now. Thank you, Great Wizard, for letting me talk, everyone. Like, what the fuck?
It was very odd to me that, like, I was introduced, asked to, what my opinion was, and I think I got halfway through my thought, and he was already interrupting me.
Oh yeah, he was interrupting us all. We were also interrupting him, to be fair, but like that doesn't make any of it good. But
no,
yeah,
that would be the one thing I would say is like, hey, when it gets to that point, showcase them, give them their 60 seconds.
This is what you have to look forward to if you become a GC.
I think I might become a GC then, so I can hail the great wizards of transness.
Don't do that when I'm drinking.
Sorry, I will. I don't think I will. And I know this might be just me, but I don't think I'll ever use the term GC because I'm still going to use the term that they really are, which is turf.
Turf, yeah.
Yeah, but not all of them are feminists, to be fair, because I have met some extremely sexist GCs, so...
We had one that was explicitly trying to dehumanize women. That identified as a turf. And I fucking couldn't. It was so funny.
Yeah, it's regardless if they want to call themselves GC or turf, the truth is they're still trans exclusionary. And they're radical. And in all honesty, they're doing it in the honest belief that they think they are doing it to protect womanhood, which in its definition by itself is...
Terps.
Hi, Juan. Is it Juan?
Kill yourself, faggot. Get raped on the streets.
Yep, that's...
There we go.
I went to disconnect him so quick that someone disconnected him before me and I muted myself.
Another indoctrinated child into hatred.
Holy shit, though. That is, like... Bro must have taken a big breath before that. Like, the speed he said that is insane.
Yeah.
Also, Stoat, thank you for the gifts. I just, again, I don't trust. It's not that I don't trust you. I just don't like giving out my legal name.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
You see, Pom, I agree, and that's why mine isn't
Yeah.
my legal name, because it doesn't have to be in the UK, and I have an email attached that is not at all linked to my legal name. And I told him he didn't have to. I just gave him the option if he was so sure that he wanted to.
For my PayPal, it says that like if I want to like transfer the money out, the card that I'm transferring it to or the stuff I'm transferring to has to be my legal name. It has to be it. So
The card has to be your legal name, but
They have
the
to-
actual
so-
PayPal account doesn't, at least in the UK.
the card and the PayPal account have to match name. So if the card, let's say I'm transferring the money to a certain card, if my legal name is on that card and that matches my PayPal, then I can transfer it. But if it doesn't, I cannot transfer it.
Pom, are you in the United States?
Yeah.
You can also file a form in most states it's free, but in some you might have to pay like a $10 or $20 fee to do what's called a business as form, where you can have another name as your business name and have that connected to your cards.
Is that legal to do if you don't have a business?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, DBA. You go down to like generally it's like county based courthouse. I've had a DBA, and in fact, mine is technically under a sole person or that under my PayPal and my Stosky. Correct me if I'm wrong. The only reason you had my full name is because it's in my email, right? On my PayPal, it doesn't list my actual name.
Yeah, and Pom. That's how most celebrities who have changed their names for their stage name, that's how they go about it.
Oh, okay. I'll look into that definitely.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's easily fixed and takes care of that. So just so you know.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, in the UK, I have a bank account where it's got a different last name, of which, even though it is still it isn't my legal last name, it's still linked to my legal name and legal documents. It's just that they put the preferred name down on the card, and so they can transfer that everywhere, including through transactions. So again, I can also use that on other things as well.
Yeah, my legal name is on there, but like the name that's displayed on PayPal is different.
Yeah, PayPal is a lot different.
Yeah.
The mine on PayPal, you are never gonna fucking get my actual name from.
Yeah. PayPal, Cash App, all of them, you have the ability to have a different like name than you do where you enter your real name.
Still a faggot.
Oh my god, really? The same fucking kid.
That was so fast that I think it gave me like metaphorical whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my I saw him on this other account shared the live. So then I had my hand over the disconnect button that time.
No, yeah, that's all good, but hopefully you have a moderator who also is like clicking on their name and then reporting them.
Yeah, I can also do that
because if they get enough reports and then TikTok does their research and realize that they have multiple accounts, they'll just close and permanently ban all his accounts and his phone number and email addresses. I know that doesn't stop them, but it does slow them down.
Yeah, it just makes it a pain in the ass for them to. I haven't seen that many issues with like trolls. Thankfully, I don't think I'm big enough to have that issue as much. But
again, I just want to say I appreciate you guys. Thank you for what you guys have been doing on the panel and what you were trying to do with Mark. I really do.
You mean shit stain?
So you guys
Did I say that online? Sorry, or out loud? Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. And just so you guys know, I'm transgender too. I have known that I was different since I was 6 years old. I didn't come out until I was 40. I am now 52, almost 53. Like actually, next Friday is my birthday. So it has not been easy. It has not been easy here in the United States. I have experienced so many different things. So I just really, really appreciate what you guys are doing.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
we're all in this together.
Yeah, I feel like it's as a cisgender individual, it's an obligation that we have to sit there and fight for the rights of others. While I'm technically still an oppressed group, it's my duty and obligation to protect individuals, especially with my background, because there's so much misinformation out there. Not that last individual actually cared about truth or trying to find it, because if they did, it's not actually that hard to learn how to do proper education. The fact that they don't know what a meta-analysis, they don't know how to read studies, that's very, very clear. It, you know, if at any point when you study psychology, that's like what you're introduced it to. You're supposed to take your like 100 level courses are supposed to be in statistics, so you can learn how to read research. So they were just they had, according to like what I would say, is like no education. I doubt they ever took even a class in it.
Well, from what I remember from my 100 psychology class, I only took the one class, just to clarify. We didn't even get to the statistics. It was just like the basics of, like, these things are is part of psychology, like circadian rhythms and things like that. We got
Which
into the very, very basics of it.
you want to know why that's so insane? Is because that's all many nurses have when they get hired to work on psychiatric units. It's just that class. That's all they're required.
Yeah, it's nuts. And even I knew better, and like I aced that class myself. And like I found and I learned things, but most of the stuff I had learned taking a sociology class in high school. It was the same stuff. And that's because there's a lot of overlap, and I understand that. But you know, when someone says they got the degree in it, or they're a medical professional in it, or they're certified in it, you need to listen to them. Because even those people that may not always agree, who are in that field, I truly believe the majority of them are still going to be bound by what the standards and the laws are. And he clearly did not follow either one.
Yeah, there's going to be differences between like older psychologists, people in the field that have been in the field, and that have been in the field for 30, 40 years. The field has changed drastically since then. Like now, they're starting to require that you take biology because they're moving towards a more like a hard science aspect in it. So, and they're going to say different things, but you should regard the more up-to-date information, because I had different psychologists say different things to me in my education level, and all you have to do is just look up the most recent information, because it's not like they're lying to you. It's just that they're not required to get every single thing right to a T, and that's also why technically they're supposed to go off of the textbooks, at least at the SUNY educational system that I went to. They actually required you buy a textbook that's within the last few years, and buy the last version of that textbook. And you'd have professors that would say, there's actually not any updates and it's not going to change. So, don't do that because it's going to be a waste of money. But there are reasons that they have that. It's because when you're writing a paper in the degree field, it's last 5 years. Especially when you get to that 300-400 level coursework, they're a little more lenient at the 100-200 level, because you're really just trying to get format. You're trying to learn how to write and all the other things. But yeah. I've taken nursing courses, required the same thing. All of it.
True. Absolutely true. But not only that, like I've been on enough of these panels that like people are quoting stuff from the the DSM-3, which hasn't been in existence since like 1980 something or 1993 or something. Like,
yeah,
we went through.
No, Even like the DSM-5.
It's
We went
further
through a
back,
whole
isn't
other
it?
book, and we're into the DSM
DSM-5.
5,
Yeah.
and that's been around itself for what, almost 10 years now.
Well, over 10 years, to 2013. We're on the DSM-5 TR, the revised.
Right.
Yeah, I have the DSM-5. I'm familiar with some of the changes, like moving more towards distressed, moving away from deviance, is like the major overtones. Because deviance has a really good way of like, when we argued that, it was like kind of on the basis of like social norms, and it's not good for pathology.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean,
Solid Snake, what do you want to say?
Just gonna say, I want to call out Midnight in the comments. Falling asleep on call me, wakes up, comes into this live, and the first thing she hears is me talking about hailing the great wizards of Transness. Imagine waking up to that and then getting confused messages from said person seeing that.
Oh no. We do have requests as well.
Ooh, yippee.
Bet said it's the
Oh,
same
yeah, me and
kid.
Midnight.
Terry.
Hello?
Hi, it's not the
not.
same kid. I'm surprised.
No, listen, you nigger. You have no choice.
Okay, I knew it. I was still hovering it.
Wait, who disconnected him? Because I hit the disconnect button.
It said that
hit
you
it.
did. It said that you did
It
on
said
my
that-
side, Palm.
It said multi-guest didn't exist, so Pom beat me, and I was holding the end button. I was holding the end button, by the way. If I release my finger, it would immediately disconnect, so I don't know how you beat that.
I'm faster. I am the Flash. Wahahaha. God, I am tired.
Also, me and Midnight totally haven't been on call for 38 hours, you know.
You need to sleep. Don't take after me. You need to sleep.
Hey, Midnight fell asleep on call, so don't worry.
I fell asleep on call for about maybe 1 to 2 hours and then haven't been asleep for the rest of those hours because of pain.
Mood. I've not slept since 4 o'clock yesterday morning, and it's currently coming up on 8 p.m.
Go to bed.
Both of you go to bed. Holy heck.
I would love
fine.
to. That is not a
Oh, wait,
thing
no,
I
it
can
was-
do.
Sorry, it was 4 a.m. Not yesterday, the day before. My bad.
Okay, I'm about to kick you so you could go to bed.
No, please don't.
Trazodone is
Hey,
very
Hey,
helpful.
Stotsky, you should kick both of them so they both can go to bed.
I
Yeah,
can't.
but see-
Even if I try, I physically can't because of my chronic pain. I am not on high enough buff to fall asleep.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I just can't sleep because
I
Go
woke
take
up.
100 milligrams of gummies.
I woke up with my shoulder dislocated.
How?
So yeah, EDS is a bitch.
I'm sorry. Oh, you have Ehlers-Danlos?
Yes, hypermobility EDS. Yay!
Yes, I'm so sorry.
It's alright. I live with it. It's normal to me.
Do you though?
What question is that? Yes, unfortunately.
Are you
I
alive?
really wish I.
No. I'm kidding.
Nah, I'm not.
Barely.
I'm undead.
I'm
I'm
barely
undead.
alive.
I'm undead. I'm not alive. I'm just undead.
We're just zombies.
Gotcha. Well, you must have been going hungry with Mark then.
We've had nothing to chew on today.
That
It's
took
all
a minute.
been-
Thank you for finally laughing, Pum.
Oh no, I recognized it instantly.
My brain
Look.
takes a minute. My brain takes a minute to comprehend things people say. So yes, it took me a minute.
Holy shit, Midnight.
Oh, hi, Mama.
Oh my god! What the fuck did I
That
just
caught
read?
me so off guard. Oh my god.
That's fine.
Holy shit.
Well then.
Hey, Midnight. Actually, the answer would be no because, the undead tend to go for the living. There's a thought.
Yeah,
Oh
you,
my
you clearly disagree,
God.
Mama.
It'd be interesting to see if she requests to come up so we can, if she wanted to talk, if if she's a safe one.
She's a friendly.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she's a known friendly.
Oh,
Mod.
she's an unfriendly. Gotcha.
They're mod.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not friendly, Grr. Yeah, you're not friendly to people.
gotcha. She's being silly. Gotcha.
I too bite. I too bite.
Arr. You know what doesn't bite? No, that bites. The ground pangolin doesn't bite.
Wait, that's called a ground penguin? That looks like an
Pangolin?
armadillo.
It's a
Oh,
pangolin.
pangolin.
Yeah.
Is it related to an armadillo?
No.
No?
They're like not related to fucking anything. They're in their own
Really?
family. They're in their own order. Like
They look like the armadillos we get over here in Texas, but they're a lot bigger.
and they're also
Interesting.
killed by the billions over the last decade. We've killed a
I hate
billion of these
poachers.
guys. Yeah, they're the
Why?
most trafficked.
Aren't they like kind of like what an armadillo and if an anteater had a baby?
They're sometimes
do.
called like the spiky anteater. They're tasty. Fuck you, Mama.
No, I hate poaching. I hate animal
Yeah.
traffickers.
They
I
are.
hate all of that.
They are the most poached and the most trafficked, or maybe not poached, but they are the most trafficked animal in the world, with over 1 billion over the last decade.
I feel like the
Um,
main thing is if they're trafficked, they're most likely unalived for something, and I would count that as poaching.
yeah, you know what they're
Midnight, good
trafficked
luck on
for?
that home time.
Because their fingernail scales are thought to be like medicinal. Motherfuckers, it's
That
just
would be
keratin.
poaching. Then yeah, I would definitely consider it poaching then, even if they're trafficked, because
They're
like
also endangered animals. So
leave the pangolins alone. They've done nothing to you.
Hey, Mama, not all of us are vegan. I like my meat, just not in human flesh.
A friend of mine thinks.
Yum.
A friend of mine keeps talking about ethical cannibalism, which is the funniest thing.
what is that?
I mean,
Is that where you only eat Republicans?
Oh my god, no!
Okay, that's hilarious.
Is this? What about the
okay.
big beautiful banquet of for Trump? Or sorry, of Trump.
I'm
The
God.
big beautiful.
I really
Trump's
personally,
on the menu.
I would never eat a Republican because I don't want any
You don't want
foodborne pathogens to enter my body. But that's
Nah,
okay.
it's just too much shit for my liking, From ass to mouth, shit
Eat the
spews out
rich.
both ends.
Yeah, literally, Mama, you gotta eat the rich. Come on.
Midnight, if you're a succubus, then you're my type of person.
nom 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 nom.
Where did all
Yeah,
the nuts go?
I'm not a vegan. I'm technically a pollo pescatarian though.
Oh shit! What does that word mean again?
You eat chicken.
So I
Chicken and
only
fish only.
chicken, yeah, chicken and fish.
I'm
only,
a pollo-tarian at that point. And
You
I
don't eat
also-
fish?
No. I only eat chickens. Yeah, I don't fuck fish. I hate the taste of seafood. Seaweed's fine.
Sorry, just the fuck fish comment got me.
To be clear, don't do that. That was not advice from Stotsky.
No, I've heard of no, I've heard too many sir, why is there a caught around your stories from like Reddit? Of, like,
Hey, Mama
documents?
Cup, that's a great that is a great Aerosmith song, by the way.
The type of people that put their fish in their profile picture on Tinder and dating sites. Just saying. Just pointing that out.
Oh my god.
You can make the connection. I didn't say it.
Are they the fish with the whiskers that sit in the bottom of lakes and rivers?
Catfish?
Yes. No, sorry.
No, they're the guys that like pose. All the only pictures they have of it is like them drinking beer and holding their fish up in their like Tinder profile.
What is going on dating sites? I am so glad I'm engaged. What the hell is going on dating sites?
I don't know.
Listen, I don't I didn't choose to be bisexual. I wouldn't be on the that side of it either if you know it wasn't a thing.
I feel so bad. I am so glad I've been engaged and been in a relationship for 7 years because I don't think I can handle dating sites.
I'm mildly confused where this conversation went from cannibalism to dating. Second,
listen,
I wanted to say
somehow fish were involved.
They're related. Just trust me. Don't ask how.
And what's funny is that in the UK, cannibalism isn't illegal. Just the methods of getting the actual meat is
highly frowned upon. That's all.
Same with certain substances and that, like illegal substances. In the UK, it's not illegal to consume it, but it is illegal to possess, manufacture, distribute, and all that. But the consumption isn't illegal, and they're not allowed to use consumption or like high tests as proof of possession or prior possession, which I think is really funny. So realistically, if you manage to finish all of the illegal substance right in front of police, uncaught, and not a trace left, you can technically get away with it.
Okay, yep, people do that all the time. Have you not seen Cops? Like they'll have to like escort these people to a hospital because they'll be like, no. It's actually a really problematic like law because they do that and then they wind up harming themselves because they're so fearful of the punishment. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Also, in the U.S.,
like, shipping kilos of the stuff, like just decriminalize it.
We do technically. What is it? Is it in Wyoming? We have a place that doesn't technically have any laws. Stotsky, do you know what I'm talking about?
Oregon.
It's like, yeah, it's somewhere up there.
It's Oregon or Washington, but they just
Keep
repealed
one of the liberal states, man.
But they just repealed that.
I was going to go
it, and they just repealed it.
I was planning all my crimes.
Yeah, they experimented with it with potential like safe clinics and safe use places, and
no. This is something different.
No. It's part of about the recreational drug use of other drugs that are federally wrong. Either Oregon or Washington allowed recreational use for all. And they even created some safe use places, and they saw such a huge increase in unalivings due to overdose that they repealed the law.
No, I'm talking about what's called the zone of DEA TF in the 50 square mile area in Idaho section of Yellowstone National Park. As a result of the Vinciage clause in the Constitution of the United States, a person may be able to theoretically avoid conviction for any mating crime, including schmurder. It's a loophole. This is what I'm talking about.
That's a geological thing due to how laws are written regarding which court you have to go to, and that's something completely different.
Yeah, there's a whole wiki on it. That's what I'm talking about.
That's the yeah, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah, I guess it's as the Constitution guarantees the right to a jury trial, which is specified 3 separate times. Blah blah blah. A defendant facing a felony. And the jury has to be
selected by the area that you committed the crime in that district, but that district has no
humans.
Humans other than like a handful of people that work in the area or something like that, but it's still being representative as a separate area. But the next closest court is like 200 miles away. Yeah.
It's just theoretical. I'm just saying, if y'all wanted to try it out for me, so I could learn and see, I don't want to be the first.
You want to test the waters for us? You first.
Y'all be first for me.
We have a request. Finally.
Oh.
Nope. Fastest concession ever.
Follow like a cherry, scramble
just-
like an egg.
Scrambled
what
like an
else?
egg, I thought it like an omelette.
But Biff was saying in the comments, like, I find it tricky is that womanhood is being redefined. It's like, womanhood has always been redefined. It's always been redefined.
Isn't womanhood just a subjective experience?
Yeah, and
I
like
don't-
the ideas of it, like women, like we would expect from women, has always been redefined over decades.
I definitely redefined my womanhood from when I was 21 to now. Being a woman now versus being a woman at 21, very different ideas to me. So yeah, that would be redefined. Yeah, I know it's insane. And like womanhood to someone 100 years ago, or even 50 years ago, I guarantee you, my stepmom and her mom and my mom all have different ideas of what it means.
Yeah. I should ask my mom what she thinks it means. Because I hear about it all the time. I don't know what womanhood is like because I'm not one. I haven't experienced like that, in my opinion. But
you
like,
are a woman.
no, we're not doing this. But like,
You'll never
that's-
be
you
a
sound like-
man.
You sound like my father.
You're a real boy.
You're a
You're a
boy
real
now.
boy. Not the real boy. I've heard different
Diabolical.
experiences of what someone like says a womanhood is. One person I met said it was like for them having, their period, going through all that, going through like the experience of being a mother, stuff like that. So like it's different for everyone, and I'm curious about it.
I
Also,
can
like-
define womanhood immediately.
What a woman
It's
is
covering your
also.
drink.
Oh, go ahead.
I didn't say it's covering your drink when a creepy guy walks up to you.
Yeah.
That's what being a woman is, totally.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong on that, though.
Yeah, but like it's kind of silly that society sees women as anything other than just being entirely like subjective. Like there's no like thing that we can based off of like what we all think is a woman, but like it is like still, even if we just base it off of like those who identify as women, like this actually comes out to like we do end up with like a stable definition, weirdly enough, even if it is circular.
Yeah, like the fact, like I define when I get asked that question, I go, a woman is someone who isn't a man, or a man is someone who isn't a woman, and the heads explode.
We have a
Because
request.
the second I say that, they go, "Well, how can you define it that way?" Well, I thought you knew what they were.
See, the issue.
No,
with
it's a trolling method, and then I know it.
I get it, but the only issue with that is that it technically invalidates non-binary people because you're saying all those who aren't men are women and all those who aren't women are men. So by technicality, you kind of
Okay,
trying.
I'll change it. I'll change it up so it's no longer,
Yeah.
a woman is someone who is not non-binary and not a man.
See, no,
I
that's
mean,
fine. I just wanted to bring that up because I noticed it immediately when you said it, and it's like I understand the logic for trolling, but again,
The point
if
is
someone
that
picks up on
all
that-
those people that ask that kind of question only see binary. They don't even see non-binary.
Oh, I
So
know,
saying
I know.
anything else doesn't make sense to them. But that's okay. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because
How do
I'm
we
like I said, I'm
guess?
trans.
Can I get age and pronouns?
Age 41, and I don't really like the part. I'm I'm
I mean, you
a
just
biological man. Okay,
As
I
you
understand.
say, I.
yeah.
Right. So you can just call
Wait,
me for the purpose of this conversation. You can just call me TB or Show.
Hey, TBHD, are you perchance in a currently moving vehicle?
I am.
Uh-oh.
I'm not driving though, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Can the driver say hi?
Hi. Do you hear him?
All right.
Anyhow, so I mean, I'm not being disrespectful. My intention is not to be disrespectful.
Does his does
I'm
his
saying my intention is
TBH.
not to be disrespectful.
TBH, when you
Yes.
come on and we ask you for pronouns and you sit there and say you don't use them and then say I, you're being disingenuous. You
No,
know
I
what
just
we're
don't
asking.
like. I don't like to do the whatever the two words that y'all use and
So I know
that
that you
y'all
asked
put
for
on
you
y'all's
to call you
emails and stuff.
TBH. So if someone called you, hey, referring to you, and said she over there does this.
Whatever y'all feel like. I mean, I said I'm a biological man. I understand that now. Y'all call those people she sometimes.
pronouns
But
are just basic English we learned in
I know what they are, and I get that there's a lot of different ones that y'all are utilizing these
How
days.
do you prefer people refer to you?
Just call me Show, bro. Like the same way I'll call
Other
you
than
Host or
TBH. If
Stosky.
three people are talking about you in another room, would you prefer that they call you he, she,
Well, I'm not
it,
I'm
what?
not in those rooms. It's fine. We don't have. You're not gonna talk about me after I leave. Let's just have a conversation. So, what would make me support you not forcing me to partake in the type of method you want me to introduce myself as? That's a start.
We only
Okay,
give it to
I'll
TikTok
respect if you
service,
tell
you
me
know.
if you tell me that you want me to call you whatever. I will respect that, but do not make me partake in the exact same type of utilization of pronouns and all this other stuff because I don't live in that world where we do this.
he's definitely
No,
It's
no.
just
I'm willing to
English.
I'm willing to respect the way that you would like to be addressed, and I'm just saying like just call me TB. Don't make it more difficult than that.
Yeah, but TB, the reason why I use TikTok terms of service, and typically if we don't get an identifying pronoun, people can try to report us if they're salty for it, due to naming or misgendering someone by referring to them with a name or gender we don't identify with, which is in TikTok terms of service.
Right.
So for me, because I am trans, the reason why I
So what is everybody's pronouns in here? Can we start at the top?
TBH, hold on. The reason why I push this issue is because this issue.
You want me to
is a-
fold to your ideology?
No, I want you
it's
to understand
not an
why we asked you.
ideology.
The issue is that I am transgender.
Okay.
And anything but calling me the pronoun that I ask is extremely disrespectful.
If I call you your name, is it
Puts my life
disrespectful?
Puts my life in danger.
Your life is not in danger because I call you Casey.
It's Katya.
Katya, whatever. Katya. That's what I'll call you.
TBH.
Is your life in danger because I called you by the display name that you chose to put on your profile?
You won't slip and then call me anything other than she, her, hers, or my name.
I don't know what you are. What are you? Right, I'm saying I told you what I would like to be addressed at, and I said I will respect what you would like to be addressed at. In order to do that, I need everybody on this panel to tell me what your pronouns are and what you expect.
Okay, mine are she, her, hers.
Yeah, I don't.
Because
I
it's disrespectful these days. If I assume, I get it. If I can't call you by your display name, I need everybody to tell me y'all's pronouns, and I will do my best to remember them.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, so I'm he, him.
Right, I'm asking you to make it really simple. Just call me by TB. Not that complicated.
Yeah, I go by he, him. Katya?
I said my name is Katya and I go by she, her, hers.
Yeah, what are you?
What
do you mean?
They're a person?
I don't know
A
what you
hu- a
mean by what are
human?
they?
What was meant by that question?
Educated? I don't. Like what type
What would you
of
like to be addressed
descriptor?
as? I've already asked that.
I said it 3 freaking times. Are you not
Yeah.
listening?
What are your pronouns?
She said she, her.
I said them 3 times. Are you not listening?
She, her? Okay. Next.
Yeah.
That's what I said 3 times.
Okay, next.
To you specifically.
Ashlyn,
Hi.
what are you?
I'm a human.
Okay. Can I just call you Ashlyn?
Well, my pronouns is I think the question you were trying to ask.
If you have a problem with me calling you Ashlyn. I mean,
I
there's already a she in here, so I'm assuming I don't want to be. I mean, somebody's going to be. If there's multiple she's in here, I'll probably use one of y'all's names. But go ahead. What did I mispronoun you?
No, I'm letting you talk because this is fascinating.
Yeah, Ashlyn, what are your pronouns?
Okay, there we go. There we go. She, her. Thank you for
Okay.
asking.
So we got 2 she's and a he, and next.
Me?
Yeah, Palm.
Yes.
Okay. My name is Palm or Pomegranate. I am a he, him.
You are a he, him. Okay.
Yeah, I am a dude.
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
What's up?
dude?
And something, kitty.
What is solid? Solid. What is your pronouns?
I honestly could not give a shit. Use whatever. Just use my display name. Actually, just
Are
use
you
my display
are
name.
you a furry?
Just use my display name. Whoa!
I can't. Ow! 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 Ow!
He's
ow.
more likely gonna cheat. They.
It doesn't matter.
Potato.
Is it they?
potato.
Just use my display name.
I don't even understand they. I always thought that was plural, but
Just use my display name.
Oh my god.
yeah, I'll use your display name. I can do that one. That's easy.
TV, we've been using they them since like the
Yeah,
1300s.
Yeah.
It's
For
just
for
uncommon,
singular.
at least.
Yeah.
It's just been kind of uncommon recently. Like, if I'm gonna talk about some
That's
random
fine.
person, they are in the other room.
What if I have ADHD and I just forget? And I just. You know,
I have
I'm-
ADHD and I understand
Let's say
that,
the
but
panel
it
is
is
10 people deep, and
it
I'm just
is
not
one-
remembering all this.
I have ADHD and I have comprehension issues, so I have a hard time remembering. I understand.
Yeah, me too.
But the thing is, when it comes to literature, which is one of my favorite obsessions, if
Oh,
you've
not
read
mine,
a
though. I
basic
hate it.
book, if you've read any basic book, they have used they in a singular pronoun before. Like in a singular, not pronoun, in a singular term.
Yeah, but if you like find a cup or a wallet or something like laying on the ground and you don't know the gender of the individual, you use
Hey
they
guys,
them.
I'm sorry, I ran out of time. I wish we could have talked. The damn
Oh,
pronoun thing
no.
just took 10 minutes.
He is so from Texas.
Maybe we can get through this faster next time.
He
Okay.
is so from
It
Texas.
was a great
Just
conversation,
be
guys.
ingenuous
And she's
and,
and they.
and
Have a great day.
respectful.
Yep.
Oh, no,
His
that's
hat said
Tanks.
"Make Dallas Great Again." That makes so much sense now.
TBH.
feel.
No, I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna leave them. Let's see when they figure it out.
It's a Tira. It's a Tira.
Oh my god. Jump
Van
scare.
obviously doesn't understand the difference between
It's a Tira.
gender and sex.
It's a
I have a
Tira.
question. Do women usually have? Actually, women can. Yes. So you're saying usually, but depending on what you mean, like, are you meaning like typically? Because there are women who have prostates.
Yep.
I mean, there are even cis women that have prostates.
That's
but,
what I
like,
mean. There's cis women that have prostates.
What what's funny is I used to live in Dallas.
I am so sorry.
No, Dallas is actually blue.
Yeah. Okay. True.
Yeah,
But
no
still,
kidding.
I am from a redder part. I'm from a redder part. I know that. But even any part of Texas has problems, even if it's blue.
Well, like legitimately Texas, like compared to the state that I live in, so many more predators.
Wait, in Texas or in your state?
In Texas.
Yes.
So many fucking predators in that state.
Yes.
Oh yes.
It sucks here. It is very violent over here, and very dangerous. That's
This
why if
Terra.
I go on, if I
No,
go to get mail, I have to take a sharp, pointy thing with me.
I was trying to shrink this terror back down to like normal size. It had grown to uncontrolled proportions.
Van, correction. Republicans are fleeing blue states to Texas. Not people in general, but
I don't
Republicans.
I don't know how
And
well.
even then, not that many of them are fleeing to Texas from blue states. And I don't know why they would, as the majority of blue states, and in fact, I think all the blue states are what they call,
sniff.
oh, what is the term where they pay more in taxes than they get back from the federal government? But those taxes go to states like Texas and other red states.
I don't.
But keep going on, Van. And hold on, real quick. And Van, being transgender, no, I don't see a gynecologist because I haven't had my bottom surgery. But once I do have my bottom surgery, then guess what I would do? I would see a gynecologist.
I apologizing if it was like I cutting in. I don't. I have a hard time understanding when people stop talking.
Oh, it's okay.
It's
I
not
understand.
really. So if I'm doing it, just tell me to be quiet, please.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I understand what it is. My wife is very similar. If there's too much quiet, she has to talk.
No, it's that like I feel like when people pause, my brain goes end of sentence when that's not true. So like it is so it causes a lot of problems, and I end up interrupting a lot, which I do not mean to do. So I am so sorry if I like do that. Just tell me to be quiet, please. If I do.
Oh, you'll hear it, because if I get annoyed by it, I say, please let me finish.
Great, that's great. Because I am fortunate. I'm trying to work on it. I'm really trying to work on it. Also for Van, I don't know why people would want to flee here, considering a lot of Texas right now is we're mad at our own fucking like governor and mayor.
Yep.
We are very fucking pissed at our government right now, because they're fucking all of us over. So I don't know why they would want to move here, considering even Republicans are going against Abbott and going against our state attorney.
Yeah, what district just went blue for the first time in like 40 years?
I want to say it's around Harris County.
It was a Texas state representative just had a special election for their district, and the Democrat won, and it wasn't like it wasn't even close. It was like a 34-point swing.
And that was like that's gonna actually make history here in Texas, because they haven't won in a long time. So Abbott finally doing what we elected him. Dude, he is not doing what we elected him for. And also, I didn't elect him. I say we as like in a general of Texas, because a lot of Texans did vote for him. He is doing what like most Texans are hating right now, because he's fucking everyone over. He's fucking the Republicans over. He's fucking the independents over. He's fucking the Democrats over. Both with our houses, both with like certain laws, both like he fucked over a lot of people when he did the abortion laws, and a lot of people started leaving because of that law. And then he put laws into schools for the 10 Commandments. People started leaving again.
Wait, and didn't he only win? Didn't he only win with like 47 or 48% of the total vote?
Yeah.
And that his next closest was like 42 or something like that. So he didn't even win by majority. He just won. He got the most votes out of all the candidates.
Van, are you kidding me? No, not many Texans are very happy with the government. Actually, a lot aren't. And Republicans, unless they're like full on too MAGA to understand the world around them, which there are quite a few, even Republicans here in Texas are literally voting blue because our government is fucking everyone over. I'm in one of the reddest fucking places here.
Hey, do you think this is Van at the moment?
Yeah, it's a circus. I agree.
Oh, it's going up.
Hey, Solid. Find the one that is the merry-go-round broke down, not
I've
that one.
seen news about people not being happy with Texas. Yeah, Texans aren't happy with Texas. Greg Abbott is doing everything but helping Texans. Yeah, especially
When it came to the tornadoes, the ice storms, the flooding, he did not help. So do not like him because he did not help us.
Motherfucker was in Cancun. Yeah, he was in fucking Mexico. Like taking a fucking vacation. He was like, "Oh man, I have to go back."
That wasn't Abbott. That was Cruz.
Yeah, well, okay, no.
Same
Cruz
piece of shit
left.
party, essentially.
Cruz left. Abbott's not helping. That's the thing. When Cruz is leaving, yeah, but Abbott is doing nothing to help any part of Texas. So, like, everyone's just pissed at our government here because they are not helping us. All the Texans on here were...
Yeah, the Texas is like they like purposely fucking kneecap themselves for whatever fucking reason. They're like, we're not gonna join one of the two grids that actually is like interstate because like this would actually be good for us so that we could, if our power grid goes down, we can rely on other states' power grids and pay them a fair amount of electricity, and they can pay us a fair amount for our electricity. Instead, no, they decided, no, fuck this, we're gonna make our own grid. And we're gonna fuck ourselves over at the moment that our system goes down, because
oh my god,
the grid is not independent of like it's not dependent on other states.
And there's not enough redundancy.
We've had our power go out. I don't know how to say the girl's name in the comments. Chanel. Thank you, Chanel. We had our power go out a couple of days ago for a good amount of time, and this just randomly happens throughout like the months. It just randomly our powers goes out, and then we're stuck with our power out for a while until it magically comes back on. We just naturally are learning how to live without power, because that is how much the power goes out.
Since 1994, Republicans have held every statewide elected office in Texas. Uh-oh. Yeah. So it sounds like an issue that's gone back decades.
Wait, you said 1964?
1994. But they have, let's see. They have a majority. I would have to look at the Democratic yeah, so it was 1845 to the mid 90s, and then Republicans gained strength in the 1990s, and ever since then they've been leading pretty regularly.
Well, yeah, Texas has been like a red state for a while, but it's starting to turn blue because of how our government is doing. It's failing us so bad that people are switching sides because that's the only thing they can do, unless they want to be in complete denial.
They had the largest in 2024, but that's been a consistent. Or actually, no, it has been the largest. They had the best years in like 2004, and 2000. So
Van, if it wasn't turning anything, then we wouldn't have mainly the then we wouldn't have the Democrats that just won after so many years of not winning.
You're you're happily on your own with your own fucked grid system, unable to drive on fucking ice ever, and
oh my god. When the fucking ice storms hit, it fucked us. Every time the ice storms hit, because it's hit us more than once, it F's us over for so long.
Yep, and you guys don't understand how to deal with a little bit of ice, and it cracks me up. It's like
it's really
ice that lasts only 24 hours.
And now illegal immigrants doesn't count for representation. Yeah, no, hold on, Van. Do you understand that? It was illegal for immigrants to vote in a federal election for a very long time. Duh.
Also, Also, just to say, I'm originally from Texas. My dad was there for quite some time. I was there. They don't support pregnant women very well. Like how much WIC gives you, how much they'll like. They chose to interpret the ACA where people under the federal poverty line can't get health care. Like, and they do
What?
this like purposely. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. So like the things that y'all do, you like shit on
Wait,
your
so the people
like,
who desperately need healthcare the most
Yep.
can't get healthcare.
Yep.
Seems like a
Meanwhile,
great
I'm
system,
here getting my $400 a month meds paid for free. Thanks, Obama.
Wait, I was about to
Unironically.
say,
Thanks,
hold
Obama.
up.
They're not free. They're
Hold
paid
up.
by the taxes of the American people as a general fund, just the same way as general insurance works.
Well, I don't pay income
Yeah.
tax because I'm broke. So, thanks,
Yeah, but
Obama.
I was gonna
kidding, but
say,
yeah, I
not
understand
giving
they're not
healthcare
free.
to
All that could talk about is how Texas has been Republican since 1994.
Sorry, Snake.
Who
I did
cares,
just jump
man?
over you. Go
Who
ahead.
freaking cares?
I was gonna say, not giving healthcare to those who need it most sounds like you're in the UK, mate, where they decide that, we're gonna completely shaft you with taxes while you're already poor, and then we're gonna fucking gut your own health service and put the funds towards unnecessary stuff or just like turning it into our own private funds via giving it to friends through exclusionary contracts, and then go, oh, where'd all our money go? Give us even more taxes. And then you have over 24-hour waiting rooms in the ER for a broken femur.
Hey, Van, you do realize that representation on a state level in Texas as well as in the federal government is based upon population. So even if you get rid of, as you call them, illegals, they will be removed from all districts, which means that there'll be little to no change in distribution of districts or the number of representatives.
I would also
You do
Meanwhile-
realize that, Van, right?
especially in, like farming
Meanwhile,
areas,
let's
it would help
let's
them
actually compare the data. Texas economically, compared to our two biggest blue states, California has the 5th largest economy in the world, produces far more tax, has one of the higher quality of lives of every state, has one of the highest education values. Same with New York State, right? New York State ranks 5th, has one of the largest economies in not only just the state, but if you compare it to other gross domestic economies. Like when you look at education, you look at quality of life, you look at healthcare, you look at mortality rates for pregnant women, you look at like all the standard data and which we represent in other like countries to show how well people are living. Texas, Mississippi, Arkansas, Florida, like having low taxes and more money it does not mean that your quality of life goes up. So you saving 5% on taxes while and then not having, children get fed and people not have health care. Societies don't function singularly. They function as a whole. So we know that dollar per dollar, that when you make a healthy population and you educate that population, you get more money.
Oh no!
So
no,
you're
hold on, Van. Dems are not going to lose 2 House seats because they don't count illegals anymore. You're going to lose 2 House seats because of the fucking gerrymandering that caused other states to gerrymander and ended up costing you guys even more seats. And then Trump's crying about it.
You mean the gerrymandering that an appeals court has deemed is not lawful in Texas?
Oh, really? They
Right.
deemed it not lawful? That's even better. So they just actually caused California and others to redistrict, and it fucked over the House even more. Not that we needed help, because
Van-
it was an appeals court. It hasn't gone to the Supreme Court, but yes.
Van, I can't leave Texas even if I fucking wanted to.
I mean, it's just
No.
funny to me. Like they make their own life more difficult, like all the time. I don't understand
we're
it.
the Lone Star
Like,
State.
I'm,
Ready for
yeah,
this? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ashley.
yeah. I was just gonna like say that like when you look at like blue states that have something like California and New York, and Texas should be on base with them. It really should be, because y'all have oil to such a high degree, but your economy still suffers from that.
Oh yeah.
Like, because you don't know how to manage the state. You still have to take more from the federal government despite having this massive fucking resource.
Van, guess what? You think this ID thing's gonna help us? It's
Wait,
not.
oh,
There
let
are
me-
people like myself who can't get documentation because they are in a bad living state.
Pom, can I also address that? ID laws are interesting because
Let's
in
see
order
if
to have
Texas
ID
takes
laws,
more.
It does.
The thing about ID laws is you have to have judges that will enforce those ID laws. The thing is that those have to be then enforced uniformly. Now, the only people that want to enforce that are Republicans. So the ID law doesn't make any sense at all anyway, but that's okay. Not to
Yeah,
mention that there's
I
there's this congressional, there's a constitutional law
So
that prevents poll
in
taxes.
2022, they received 71 billion more dollars than they paid. While Texas is one of the highest contributors to the total federal tax revenue, its large population, high poverty rates, and significant federal spending on health and disaster relief, because your grid's fucked, makes it a net beneficiary. So yeah, you guys are just taking money. Like many red states, actually.
And they
It's-
don't
it's
give
actually
them to
the
their
blue states.
population.
It's the blue states that are actually keeping you fuckers afloat.
And JD Pritzker just announced this week that as of this week, Illinois, during his tenure, has paid out $1 billion to pay medical expenses to take 500,000 families out of debt.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that
Out of medical, I should say, out of medical debt.
Yeah. They definitely rank among the top contributors, but they also are one of the top beneficiaries.
They receive more. What I said, Van, if you weren't listening, I said they receive more in federal taxes than they pay out. If you actually had listening comprehension, Van, you would have known that that was an accurate statement, because I think it's like 7 of the 9 states that actually pay more out than they receive are blue states. It may be all 9 actually, because unlike what Texas has like brainwashed you to believe, because they give out a lot of benefits, you say that we can't manage our money, but the fact is you look at only the debt these places carry because they have massive economies. And that number doesn't matter. The number that matters is their ability to pay more out than receive in, because they actually manage their population and funding. And then you look at education. New York State, Maryland, New York State, Massachusetts. Massachusetts is number 1. New York State is number 5 in education. Health outcomes, we're covered in my state. Like, you are covered very well in this state. And then they have laws that, like, literally they'll have interpreters for you.
What?
Yeah. So, like, when I go to renew my healthcare, they'll just call me. And they will sit there and walk me through my plan to make sure that I'm like covered for what I need.
Where are you and where do I go?
New York State, yeah. New York State is one of the states that pays out more in taxes than they receive.
So is Illinois. Ashlyn, I'm going to just let you know. Texas is one of those red states that actually pays more in federal taxes. More often than not.
Well, it's because Texas has oil and shit.
They have,
Yeah.
right, they have. Texas, I think, has like one of the top 10 economies in the United States.
I
in
wanted to
itself.
say hi though.
But
I want to say
Van is
hi.
right. They do pay more in taxes federally
Where
than
do
they receive.
where do you get this data from? Because all the data I've ever seen says the opposite.
It's when you look at all the states combined, I think Texas is the only red state. Maybe Florida.
I would be surprised about Florida.
But if you look at the top 20 states that contribute more federally, Texas is one of them.
Yeah, I don't think Texas even has income tax, or not income tax. I think it might be income tax. It's either sales tax or income tax that Texas doesn't have.
They don't have income tax.
Yeah.
Okay. But I wanted to say hi. I wanted to say be vegan. Being vegan's good. I disagree with the prompt. I think you should be 18 plus, and they're more friendlies on here than ops. So I also disagree with that part.
Yeah, I'm not
being an
finding
opera
Texas
state.
anywhere in any of these lists.
Yeah,
Other
they-
key. So I'm not seeing Texas anywhere. Where are you finding this information?
They
Well,
have. They did pay. It depends on what year you're looking at. In 2022, when they had their whole grid collapse, they did pay. Or they did get more than they paid. 2024, it seems that they were a net contributor. I don't know about 2023, but like it seems to vary. But like this is one of those things too that like I don't know. Texas just doesn't have.
It's fine. Then consistently, blue states are. If you want to like redefine
Yeah.
the wording, they're not consistent enough. Then 'Cause
Yeah, California is consistently paying a lot more into than it's getting out.
My sister.
same with New York State.
My sister's continuously called this state bipolar. Now, she's bipolar herself, by the way, but she's continuously called this state bipolar because it goes from up to down, up to down, up to down, up to down.
It's about Texas.
Now, yeah, we're talking about Texas, but real quick,
Yeah.
Van, now I want you to look within your state where the majority of the money comes from. Are they coming from blue metropolitan areas and then paying out to everybody else? Or is it the other way around? Or is it somewhere in between?
Oh yeah, in Texas, it comes from all the blue cities. Almost all the major cities in Texas are blue, like completely.
I know. Most
Oh no.
Depending on
Dallas
cities.
itself pays more in taxes to the state than all the red states or all the red districts combined, I think it is.
'Cause I'm in a city that's kind of red, so.
Wanted to say hi-
Henry Watts
um,
stepped on the
don't-
landmine of moral or of from an objective moralist or a moral objectivist. Henry.
Yeah, morality is subjective. Also, Stowe, I needed to say this because I didn't get to say what everyone else said. Don't fuck fish.
Oh my god.
Why
We
would
already
you
said
need
that.
to tell me this?
We already said that.
Because I know you already said it, but I just wanted to clarify from earlier. Why would I tell you this? Yeah, because you said don't fuck fish. Don't fuck fish. Hi, Salvage.
I
Yeah, I wanna
think Van is one of the deep ones that's been brainwashed by my state. Because there are ones that are like Van, but a good majority of us have seen Texas for what it's doing. There are Republicans that are turning against Abbott and turning against our state attorney general, because of what they're doing.
So it's New Mexico, Mississippi, West Virginia, Alaska, Alabama, Kentucky, Montana, South Carolina, and Louisiana are overall on average the highest like in terms of
Significant
intake
taxes.
versus they have the largest like dependents.
Yeah.
New Mexico receives $3 for every consistently receives $3 for every dollar spent. Mississippi has significant issues with funding. The highest donor states are Connecticut, New Jersey, Massachusetts, New York, and Washington. California, Minnesota, and Colorado, and New Hampshire are also typically donors.
Now, as for New Mexico, do they have like where that most of that money that they're getting from the federal government comes from,
I
or
don't
what it
actually
goes
know.
to? I should say. I believe it goes to bridges and highways.
That wouldn't surprise
and
me.
keeping them clear for interstate commerce.
Van, the only owning it was happening. It was Texas during slavery, and that's objectively wrong. Because y'all literally tried to leave the country because over slavery. Because you still wanted to own slaves.
No, most of it goes to healthcare and Medicaid, but then it's infrastructure.
So, Van, once again, how
Yeah,
much
Medicaid and public
within the
welfare
state of
is going to be the
Texas,
largest.
just within the state of Texas, how much taxes is collected by cities like Fort Worth, Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, and Amarillo compared to the rest of the state?
Question, because I don't know if this is just a Texas thing. I was told by my pain doctor that they, for certain procedures such as like nerve blocks, insurance will no longer cover what's the thing that what's the thing that knocks you out?
Anesthesia.
Thank you. They will no longer cover that. I don't know if that's just a Texas thing or is that other states as well.
Oh, anesthesia?
Yeah, I was getting a nerve block, and my pain doctor says that anesthesia is no longer covered by insurance.
What the fuck?
So
That
normally,
can always be. By the way, that can always be appealed. Don't ever just take that for worth. I've had that told to me, like, oh, Medicare, Medicaid doesn't cover that regarding my mother-in-law.
I'm not on Medicare or Medicaid though. That's the thing.
It doesn't matter. Everything is appealable, even with your regular insurance, even if you have to go to court to do that. But I get that I'm just talking on the Medicare Medicaid side. I get told, oh, Medicare Medicaid don't pay for that for your mom, and I go to Medicare Medicaid and they go, oh yeah, you just have to do XYZ. So you tell the doctor to do XYZ and it gets covered.
It could be a what is that word?
Fentanyl.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a fentanyl thing.
Yeah, because he told this was actually before my procedure, by the way. So he was like, by the way, right before this procedure, he's like, by the way, the thing has changed, and insurance probably won't cover your anesthesia. So I had to do it on a. I forgot what he put me on. It made me loopy, and I don't remember the whole thing.
It may have been more of a local rather than a general. But
does it physically hurt to be wrong all the time?
And again, Tom, if you ever hear that again, just tell them to put it through, see if it gets approved, and if it doesn't get approved, ask for the appeal.
Hopefully, well, I could probably do that because I get nerve blocks pretty frequently due to my chronic pain. That's the only thing I can really do other than pain medication to stop the pain. But I couldn't do that. My brain wasn't thinking about that at that point because it was literally right before the procedure. I had the IV in. I was already in the ropes.
Yeah,
so, like I couldn't do that at that because my brain wasn't going there. My brain was going shit.
No, even in that case, just tell them to do that because even if they do it and they say, "Hey, it's not covered," you could still appeal after the fact.
No, yeah, I'll
because
probably
it
do
was
that.
Urgent, necessary medical need.
Yeah, I'll probably do that because again, I'll have these pretty frequently. Next time, it's just like at that time, that's not where my brain went. My brain just went shit, and had like a fax machine sound in it. Kind of like, what do I do?
Totally understand. I think it's also called quality. I think it's called QAI or QOI. It has to do with quality of life. So there's also appeal for that way too.
I will
QOL?
A lot of things here just suck when it comes to trying to appeal with insurance. Like I've been trying to get my teeth done due to a medical condition. I vomit constantly, so my teeth has what's the word? Degraded and corroded because of the stomach acid.
Dental coverage is like dental coverage doesn't matter where you are. It's a pain. Yeah, that's like universal.
Like I keep putting it in through the insurance, being like, this is not cosmetic. I need it. They're like, no, it's cosmetic.
Yeah, like even like under Medicare and Medicaid, like dentures are a pain in the butt. They've updated in the last couple of years, but like it's a consistent problem. Like I had to work with my step grandmother. My parents like they like pay for all her stuff, but she's like broke, so she uses Medicare and Medicaid actually. And this was a couple years ago, and I had to fight with them. And until like recently, now like they'll pass things where like they'll pay like one more, but like dental is not really considered like care that they like to cover. Vision is like better, but it's not as good. Like
the dental shit pisses me off because I went when I had almost all of my back teeth removed because that's apparently what got the worst from the vomiting, and it went all the way to my nerves, which was causing me a lot of medical problems because all your teeth are connected to the nerves that connect to your, your head and stuff like that. So I was having a lot of problems, and I needed them removed, or else it could have caused like permanent damage, right? And they would not cover it. Luckily, we had some family members help out with like money, so we could pay for it. But like, now that my teeth are getting worse and worse, the best case scenario is that I get all of them removed, and yeah, I get dentures.
So, Paul, this is one of those cases, like for your teeth, that you probably are going to have to get a legal advocate involved of some sort to sit there and say, hey, this condition isn't a cosmetic thing, but it's basically because she has X condition, therefore she has this symptom, and because of this symptom, it's affecting her teeth. And go that way.
Can I correct you? I'm a he.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I apologize.
No, you're
You
good.
said that earlier, and I apologize.
A lot of people get thrown off because of my voice. I understand.
But the point is, again, I apologize for the misgendering, but the
You're
point
good.
is you can get the legal advocate to go and fight for you in that situation.
All right.
It is a process, so just be aware that it is a process. But once it's done, and you'll have that documentation that says the court has ordered that this has to be covered, because this is a medical condition, not a cosmetic thing.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into that. It's a little scary to think about, just because like I am basically still newly adult, still trying to understand things. And the thought of legal justice, like, that's a lot. I will probably do it though, because I really need it done, because it is affecting my nerves. It is affecting just I can barely eat and or talk without just feeling a lot of pain in my mouth.
Just go to your local legal bar office, or contact your local bar office for assistance. They can provide you people that do the work pro bono, or have done it pro bono, to help you out if it's a money issue.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely not great on money. Especially since my mom just got out of the hospital and was in the hospital for a couple of days. We are very tight on money.
Yeah, so definitely go to your local state bar association office.
I just want to know why Van in the comment section is talking about little boys' wieners.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Because
what?
Republicans are obsessed with it.
Okay, well, I feel like I'm gonna mute you for that.
Yeah, we're just... You know what?
We're just...
Poof. Oh, they're already
Just-
muted.
Yeah, I muted. Because, like, no, we're not doing that. That is weird. And gross.
I like how Henry's trying to say, well, but needing something doesn't entitle others are morally bound to respect it. No, this is a misunderstanding, Henry, of Garth's argument. It's like a dialectical necessity. It's like, you ought to do this, because otherwise, like, you can't say, others ought not interfere with your rights. Like, you if there's one thing that you ought to do, like, an ought claim that you would have is others ought not to interfere with what you want to do.
Oh yeah, you absolutely don't have to do it. But if I'm an asshole back to you, what's your claim that I'm being an asshole? You don't have a claim that what I'm doing is wrong.
Yeah, it's just, I don't like this. So yeah, at least here you actually like can ground it in like a dialectical necessity. I understand that there's like some limitations between it in it, but it's like, it's still so much better than a purely subjective worldview where it's wrong because I think it's wrong, or because I think X is wrong, and like, this gives you a reason to actually act on this at the very least.
Yeah, and you actually don't have to take a moral realist position. All you have to do is like claim is like this truth tracking, because there's constructivism, and then there's like people like who are actual philosophers, like Emily Williamson, or what the heck's her name? I was just reading one of her papers too. Catherine Wilson.
Oh, you read
excuse me.
papers? Disgusting.
And
No.
I know, right?
You read philosophy
'cause, like,
papers? What are
she's-
you, fucking brain dead? No.
she's not technically a moral realist, which was surprising me because of the way she was arguing it. She's not a constructivist either. She like argues that like we can find moral truths that like they're discoverable through like a system like similar to the scientific method. It's like her position is exceptionally fascinating because it's not traditional in any sense. Like, yeah.
A lot of our morals in the Western Hemisphere are based off of like secular logic, so it's a lot of it's like game theory stuff, and that like lets you get to like moral truths as well. So,
Is she like more focused on what they used to consider? And I'm aging myself from my sociology class that I took in 1990. What we used to call like universal truths. Is that what she's focusing
that's
on?
still like a word that's used, I think.
Yeah. So
like the fact that like I would say SA against children is considered almost a universal truth. It's no longer, I don't think it is, but at one point it was considered a universal truth.
No, but it's because like the one that like that particular like that is known to have like severe flaws. Because if that were the case, like it was universally true at one point that it was all right to like treat women poorly because like most of societies did that, like patriarchal societies.
No.
So no, this is on the fact that like it's just more on the fact of like truth tracking, the ability to like once you've established like what it is and like intuitively like what good and bad are, like generally speaking it's like somewhere on that harm scale, then you have the ability to like track whether or not like it's happening. So like yeah, I make kind of a similar argument, though I kind of like go off with it when it comes to like I would say that I'm closer to a realist because I can like think of hypotheticals in which no minds exist, and like pain could exist without a mind, and I think it would still be harm. Now
Jasmine.
Thanks, Jasmine.
So thank you, but no, it's more like the ability to track. It's like literally, I think the term is just like truth. How truth tracking is it? Instead of like the stance of like in like normative truths. They're talking about like oughts. And with oughts, there's like it's a lot more than just like mind independent.
See what Bob said in the comments.
Way to go, Bob.
It would take me having me to think to actually agree with you.
It would take me to not to have to.
That's what he's saying now.
Well, yeah, but like, yeah, you wrote that beforehand. I'm not gonna let you weasel out of that one. I'm just gonna hold you to that position. That yeah, I grant that you'd have to actually think to agree.
About philosophy?
No. Supporting transgender individuals.
Oh, I'm gonna assume they're talking about philosophy, and I don't know that they have that ability.
You have to mute me over bullcrap.
You literally were talking about little boys' wieners, Van. Like that is what you had said. You said you literally were talking about girls and boys being in the locker room because they have, or in trans children being in locker rooms because they have wieners. Legitimately, that's what you were doing. You were talking about. I'm not going to say it again because I've said it too many times.
I'm sorry, what did
It's sick. You are sick for bringing that up and talking about it in that manner. It's weird.
What did I miss?
Solid Snake, you always are missing things.
Well, yeah, no shit. I have to help out a disabled sister I'm back into.
Yeah,
How is she doing?
I also don't
So
hold
I
that.
wasn't meaning it like that.
Like usually when I talk about these things to other people, I actually don't think I hold the belief that like men can be women. Like I just don't think that they're men in the first place.
They're not.
Yeah,
Like trans women aren't men in the first place.
surely somebody who like categorically does not want to belong into a category, like we shouldn't keep them in this category because it like degrades the category. Like, it actually causes far more harm than good to like force them into these.
I just call them accidental allies. Like,
oops.
Accidental ally.
So, yeah, there was a guy, I can send you this later, but it's a little bit uncomfortable. There was a guy that texted me after one of your streams, Stotsky, and he started crashing out in this conversation. He thought I was a transgender woman, and from what I got, he didn't think transgender men exist. So he was like, I told him to stop being sexist because he's like, oh, well, transgender women can't be women because they can't give birth. I'm like, women are not women just because they can have babies. And they're like, yes, they are. And I'm like, that is a sexist thing to think. And they called me sexist for agreeing with transgender women. I'm like, no. They started calling me an AGP, onogophiliac, and I'm like, for one, I'm not.
You're not even the
and I'm like,
correct sex to be that.
And I'm like, for two, I'm not a male. And then they started asking me to show me. They said, "Oh, show me your pee," and this, that, and the other. And I had to report them because I was like, "The fuck." I mean, I said thank you for accidentally being an ally, but you're gross as shit. They just started crashing out.
My ability to give birth is what makes me a woman?
Apparently, he thinks that, yeah.
about
He
me
thinks... He never answered my question, because I said, what about women who can't... Like, I said there are women who cannot give birth, and they are biological, like, females. He never answered that. He fucking skipped over that. Because he was so pissed.
Atheists believe that our ancestors were rodents, so of course men can be women. No, we didn't. They were rodent-like. They weren't rodents themselves. Our actual ancestors are chimpanzee or ape-like. And then if we go back far enough, they're monkey-like. And then if we go back even further, I don't actually know what beyond like our like.
I mean, if
old
we're
world
going
monkey
off of
ancestors.
if we're going off of like what we think evolutionary wise, we would have at some point been aquatic, wouldn't we?
I'd honestly rather, even if I thought like my near ancestors were rodents, I'd rather not be a theist that believes in the Bible and think that I came from incest.
How about slime-like? No, we were at one point single-celled organisms, yeah, but that's not slime.
Bob, you think that God made two people and then they had to fuck each other and their sisters to make all the people on the earth. So
yeah, Bob,
I mean, Lot
in
and his daughters.
Yeah, Bob believes in a God who sacrificed himself to himself for to forgive himself for the rage that he himself came up with. Because of the talking snake, of course, the lady made from a rib of a man who was made from clay or from like nothing. To eat from her fruit that they couldn't have possibly known was wrong to do. So yeah, that's what you believe. But
you want to know something funny?
That's better than get hit by slime transformance. Surely not.
Bob, the fact that you think incest is better than slime says all that we need to know about you.
We see evolution. We don't see talking snakes. I'll just ground it at that point.
Hey, talking snakes? I'm a talking snake. Anyways.
Well, you're called snake, kitty. That's different.
Exactly. A snake, with technicality. But also, funnily enough, you know, the Bible, like people who are Christians who are supposed to follow the Bible, like to chastise people who do sex work and stuff. And do you want to know what's funny about that is a nun says, "Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned," and some sex workers say things like, "Forgive me, Daddy, for I've been naughty." It's the same shit. Why do you chastise yourself?
Honestly, I don't know if Bob's ever read the book, because I don't know one good thing that God did in there. Most of it's about like stoning women because God doesn't know women's anatomy, allowing for grape, like like calling women property in your own 10 commandments. Exodus 20:17, which is the 10 commandments, says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, male or female slave, ox, donkey, or anything that belonging to him." And in fact, wife is not a Hebrew word. It just says woman. And the man was Baal. He was master. It says you can eat. It's God made people eat their children. Jeremiah 19:9. God made people grape. G-side people. Like, the book is terrible, and it's your God, and it tells me everything I need to know about you.
Ashley,
The great thing about oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm going to do two things. First, that's the Old Testament. That's what they're going to say. Well, that's the Old Testament. But I'm going to bring up the New Testament just to bring the point up. Matthew 19, Jesus speaking to the multitudes, talks about the eunuchs who are born that way, who are forced to be that way and make themselves that way. And they're all that way for the kingdom of God. Now, the funny thing is the term eunuch was used the same way that we use transgender today.
It was not. I'm very sorry.
No, it was, because
I'm going to side with Ashlyn. She knows her shit. I'm sorry. No.
One of the groups, wait, but there's a thing, and one of the groups of people were the galley priests and priestesses. Galley priestesses were born male, would appear and do normal female functions, but be part of the temple. And they were referred to
during
also as eunuchs.
what century was this?
This would have been first century BC, like around this era of supposedly Jesus.
I don't believe this is true, that they would have had the concept during this time period, the same way that they didn't have the concept of being homosexual. That's why that doesn't exist in the Bible, because they didn't even understand consent during this time period. They didn't have words for it to describe it. But
we have evidence of galley priestesses, and yet they're referred to as eunuch. But that's, I know there's some.
Do you have a scholar that uses this terminology?
But the scholars are those people who are Christian who are trying to.
No, I use secular scholarship. By the way, like, I debate this. Like, this is the main topic that I debate.
Yeah. I was just about to say that this is what Ashlyn does for the most part.
So have you checked into galley priests and priestesses?
I've looked into the Dr. Jennifer Bird. She actually, with Godless Engineer, has some say that, like, well, yes, you could look at it that way, but the problem is that then you would also have to take the same language and call manling with man and those types of things that weren't the same concepts, and force them into a culture that didn't have this idea yet. So it's kind of a nuanced position, because the ideas at this time just weren't that of the same society. So their function, they may have been if they existed now, would we refer to them as a transgender individual? Probably, right? But during this time period, they just didn't have the social terminology, the social understanding that it would exist in this way. Because that's where I'm getting.
That's my point. That right there was my point. They still called them eunuchs. But everything else about them would be what we consider transgender people today. I'm not doing the reverse. I'm doing exactly what you just said. If we looked at them today, we would call them transgender.
Okay. Yeah. That. Yeah. Okay. Then I agree with you.
That's my point.
I talk about Matthew 19 in that way sometimes too.
The eunuchs that make themselves that way would be what we would consider people who are transgender today. Jesus still referred to them as eunuchs. Jesus still said they can be for the kingdom of God.
Yeah. This is specifically in Matthew 19 where he's talking about divorce.
He talks about divorce, and then he talks about eunuchs.
Because he's relating to celibacy.
But again, he's still recognizing those people that we would consider transgender today as eunuchs,
because the Bible
who lived as women, and they could still be accepted for the kingdom of God and do work for the kingdom of God.
Yeah, because the Bible doesn't have a position on this.
It has
the
nothing to
Bible,
do with divorce.
it has to do with okay, when we're talking about first century Judaism, we're talking about refining from the Old Testament to the New Testament. And while Jesus fulfilled the Torah, or didn't fulfill the Torah, he said he came to fulfill the Torah. He's in reference back to the laws regarding divorce. And you can see in Matthew 19, he goes along and talks about this subject because he's talking about what it meant during this time period, because it wasn't, biblical marriage wasn't the type of marriage that exists now. They're talking about fornication because that's how you consummate a marriage. It wasn't really a marriage. There was no like word in the Hebrew Bible for that. Like I said, it's man, a woman, and Baal, meaning master. So he's talking about sex in Matthew 19, and this is what he's saying, is that when he's talking about Moses, he's saying like, don't even get divorced, and people who aren't even getting married or having sex or doing this thing also have a place in the kingdom of heaven.
Right. That's my see. The thing is Matthew 19 isn't about marriage. It isn't about divorce. It's about the ability to get to heaven. Christians like to say it's about marriage and divorce or sexual relations. It's not, because immediately after the discussion about the eunuchs is the rich young man who asked Jesus, how do you get to heaven?
Well, that's because that's not a part of that.
So one set of paragraphs is not a part of it, but this set of paragraphs is.
Because
you see what I'm getting at here?
Yeah, because when you look at like how the Bible was divided, the way that we divide it today is not how it was divided back then. Exactly.
I understand that. I understand that. I get that. But my point is even in this chapter 19, there are about 4 different subjects, and while they may have some relation, the topic that is most scholars say that the eunuchs is about isn't what it's about.
Can you name a scholar that says this? Because I don't know that most scholars say this. Dan McQuillan, Bart Ehrman, Francesca Stavrakopoulou. I mean,
you just said the scholars say that the eunuch discussion is about marriage and divorce and sex.
Yeah, Matthew 19 in regards to this section of Matthew 19, but these are just the collections of stories that were all brought together throughout time. There was when we look at like even the manuscripts, you can go to like Center for New Testament Restoration, and you can see that like yes,
I get this. I am acknowledging that. I've already acknowledged that the Bible is a conglomeration, but you made the assertion that this part of this section of the Bible is about this. I'm telling you, I don't believe that it's true. I think it's in itself its own thing, and it's not related to marriage, divorce, or sex.
Yeah, I would just ask you, like, what's your argument for that?
Because the very next part of the chapter is about how you get to heaven.
But number 3, some Pharisees came to Matthew 19:3. Some Pharisees came to him, and to test him, they ask, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any cause?" He answers, "Have you read the one who made them in the beginning, made them male and female, and said, for this is the reason a man shall leave his father and mother and join his wife, so they become flesh." He's referring back to the Old Testament because Jesus is Torah following, and he's teaching people to follow the Torah. He continues on like this would have been like one part. I don't know what you're saying. Why wouldn't this relate to this when it definitely doesn't relate to Jesus blessing the little children or the rich young man? Like when I look at this, that's the only thing that would make sense.
Because he's talking about in the chapter the different ways that people get into heaven and worship God. Not that because eunuchs are, the whole story about eunuchs is about marriage, sex, and divorce. It's about how people can get to heaven. And the whole point of the chapter, if you read the chapter and realize it as a whole, is how
I'm not going to read the chapter as a whole. No, that's not what Matthew is about, though.
Wait, hold on. So my understanding is that like the whole chapter
Matthew
itself might
19
be
is,
about
though.
this overarching thing, but it doesn't mean that like this one little section isn't talking about like something different, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna read. The disciple said to him, "In the case of a man, but his wife is better not to marry." So the disciple said to him, "If such is the case, a man with his wife, is it better not to marry?" But he said to them, "Not everyone can accept this teaching, but only those whom it is given. There are eunuchs who have been so from birth, and there are eunuchs who have been made eunuchs by the others, and there are eunuchs who have made themselves eunuchs for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Let anyone accept this too you can." How do I get any other reading except this is about marriage?
Because he's using a completely different example about getting into heaven, not about marriage.
But even those
He's
who
addressing the issue of why Pharisees have rules. Pharisees have rules to get into heaven. That's the first understanding.
no, the
Yes.
Torah itself, no, because if you go to literally go back to Matthew 17:5, Matthew, what is it?
Bob's saying that you make a great Christian, Ashland.
No, I make a crappy one because I actually know what my Bible says.
The Pharisees were people
The law. Hold on.
used
Do not
the law
think.
to determine who was
No.
holy, who was
Nope.
faithful, and who was not, and to determine sin and punishment.
Okay, so do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish but fulfill. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one letter, not one stroke of a letter will pass from the law until all is accomplished. Therefore, whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches other do so will be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. And whoever does them and teaches them will call great in the kingdom of heaven. Jesus actually didn't really say much. I don't even know if he said anything really about hell. Like that's more of like
Paul?
Revelation
Yeah.
and Paul.
And I didn't say anything about hell either. I said heaven.
Yeah.
or getting to heaven. Like they wouldn't have had different belief systems at this time. Like they would have believed that like the passage was through Jesus. Like Jesus didn't care. He wanted you to follow the law. He says you'll be greater in the kingdom of heaven. But he didn't like have any of this like you won't get into heaven type of speech.
No, the Pharisees did.
Yeah, if you
That's
believe
my
this
point.
is.
The
I
whole
don't get
point of
it.
him addressing the Pharisees is the Pharisees are saying, here's the law that says this is how you get to heaven. Jesus was challenging that. It had nothing to do with anything else, but the Christians
Where
like
do
to
the
use,
Pharisees say
Christians
this?
like to use that chapter and say it's all about marriage, sex, and divorce.
Where do the Pharisees say that it's about getting to hell? Can you give me a verse, please?
Did I say hell?
Or going to heaven?
That's the whole point of the Pharisees.
Sorry.
The
Can I interject real
But
quick?
I'm gonna need you to show me where the Pharisees are saying
Ashland,
this.
Pharisees, by definition, are the police of the law who enforce the law and would enforce some punishment for not following
I
the
know
law
who the
of
Pharisees
Bible.
I'm
are.
really sorry, but I need to interject really quickly just to make sure that Katya is okay with what's happening in the comments. Somebody used he, him pronouns for you. I asked if they did, and then he said, why? Did I do something right? It is the person that it's Bob who's been talking about Bible stuff. But Katya, it's your choice whether or not we mute
And
him.
Bob knows I go by she, her, hers.
If you want me to
It's
mute
in
him,
my
I will.
profile. It's in my profile.
Do you want me to mute him? Because I have no problem doing that.
I haven't been paying attention to Bob for a long time.
So I'm sorry.
Whichever way you want to do it, I'm okay with either
Okay.
way.
I'll leave it up to Stoat then, now that he's
I
aware of
would
it,
just say
because
just be
misgendering
consistent.
is against TikTok terms of service.
And I would
so
say
yeah.
just be consistent. That's
Yep. Always.
Ashley, the issue is that Jesus, the Pharisees came and asked Jesus a question about the law. The reason why the Pharisees would do that is to challenge his authority on the law and how people get to heaven and are not punished. And that's the thing you have to understand about.
But they were Jewish. They didn't have heaven. They were Jewish.
We call it heaven, kingdom of God, whatever the
No,
case
they
may be.
had Sheol. Everyone went there, no matter what.
The point is it's still following the law and punishment. And Jesus challenged them. And it's 3 different separate subjects that Jesus said, hey, It doesn't matter. That's because everybody.
Okay, show me where in
gets
the
it.
text that the Pharisees were telling you how to get to heaven. Please show me the verse. Because all I have in the text is like Matthew 23, where it says, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites."
I will do the semantic thing and no longer say heaven or anything like that. The point is they were saying, here's the law. Are you going to force the people to follow the law on this subject? And Jesus basically said, on this subject, this is what the law says. There's also the law here, but I'm going to tell you that this law is not necessarily been interpreted right. But in fact, everybody could be from the kingdom of
we
God,
actually we actually
or the
know
kingdom of God.
We know why Jesus was falling around, and that's
But
why it's
there's
important that
three different things, and in fact, the very section after that is how do I get to heaven
Yeah,
by the young
I'm
rich ruler?
I'm done with this conversation.
Yeah, I don't know. I was
But
gonna go
that's the-
anyways, but
I know that this is a matter of a faith-based thing, and again,
I mean, I'm just talking about like what the text says, and I've asked you for where in the text to support this, and I've already said this was about
when Jesus
the
talks
laws.
to the rich young ruler and the Pharisees are there, and he says to get to heaven.
I'm an atheist. I'm just pulling
Okay.
from what the text says.
Great.
And I like literally debate this in like my friend Dalton. He
So is the
is
term
like
heaven used by the rich young ruler, and Jesus answers him or not?
I don't. I've asked you questions, so you can answer my
So
question
now
first.
I answered yours.
No, you didn't. I asked you
I
where in the
actually said
text.
I will concede that it doesn't
Okay.
say heaven by the Pharisees.
Okay,
So
I
now
don't
I'm
know.
asking you my question.
Okay, so in
Does
the rich,
the word heaven appear when Jesus is talking to the rich young ruler? And how to?
does it? I don't know.
Yes, it does. It's in that same chapter.
Let's see. Then someone came to him, and teacher, what a good man. And I said to him, why do you ask me what is good? Is good and commandments? Which ones? Jesus said, you shall not, but you shall your Santa. Jesus said to him, possessions, the poor you have, I'm not saying it. Oh, there it is. Then Jesus said to the disciples, truly I tell you, it will be hard for the rich person to enter the kingdom of heaven.
Oops.
Yeah. What? I don't get oops. I don't get what's an oops here.
So if this is all the same chapter regarding the Pharisees, you said heaven is not used. I'm saying it is.
I said I don't know.
Great. So now I'm addressing that, aren't I? I conceded my part. Are you going to concede your part?
I don't know what I'm conceding to.
Okay.
you're just conceding to the point that it says heaven there.
Yeah, I didn't hold a position on that. I said I don't know, and I looked at it.
But your
Yay.
position is about the king going to the kingdom of heaven and what can be or done, and they didn't believe in that.
Yeah,
But
no.
yet-
We both conceded on both points. That's all good. Yay.
Good.
I'm confused.
Yeah, you're
That's
confused, but like I was tracking it for you. Don't worry, Ashlyn.
Okay.
I've been only kind of listening to the conversation, to be honest, because I need to use the restroom. So I'm going to end live.
Okay.
Guys. So oh, sorry,
All right.
Savage, that you just came.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Thanks for coming. That was a crazy life full of nothing good.
JEC, who are you
Wow,
referring
I'm
to?
being abandoned. Being
Probably
abandoned by
you.
Stowe.
Yeah, bye.
Stowski's abandoning goes.